go? It's going on my end. Let's find out if it's going on these channels' end for the stream. It wasn't working last week, so I just kind of just said, screw it, I guess. I was pretty much like, screw this, I'm just going to take a week off and just find something to do in the meantime. But I invited some people to hopefully show up and come hang out, so hopefully they will, they'll arrive. I've obviously got some comments I got to read real quick. How's it going, Jared Punch? Yeah, last week was a little bit of a debacle, but we got things going now, so yeah, at least there's that. She's really a planet reborn. Oh, the cotton being, what? Like, that cotton being a cosmic, oh, wait, what? Oh, it's probably misspelling. I mean, I guess technically it would really depend at that point if he would be like a higher plane. If he's just reborn, then he's just reborn. I don't know, like a weird thing going on there. Rebecca's, yeah, I'm curious to know how, like, the length of her power is going to go. I'm kind of, like, guessing something with, like, ReZero, where it's not, like, a straight time travel. Like, it's going to have specific points. It's going to have its own limitations, but it's definitely a good power. Definitely is a pretty sick power. What? Rex, it's Rex. Rex, I don't think Rebecca is going to stay a bully. I mean, she's probably eventually going to become an ally, but I like where she's at, where she's just kind of a jerk. But at the same time, really, they can't just kind of like 180 her too quickly. Like, her whole thing is that she's a jerk, but it's something they could easily get overdone and, like, bring into resolution, but it's not something they could just kind of like pull over. What's going on with Fortnite, Smarty? I saw that and I wasn't really sure what to make of what was going on. I just know that there was some talks about it, but I don't know the specifics of the matter. I think Noel will get the water spirit, if that is in fact the water spirit. People are speculating either water spirit or, demon of some kind, devil of some kind. It's obviously water-like, but she knows about the devil inside Asta, so there's possibly just maybe like a devil look-alike. I don't know. Maybe there's some connection between spirits and devils. There's some questions to be answered that we can. Hopefully we'll find out some information on. Let me send out some links real quick to the stream. Hopefully these guys I invited, I don't know if maybe they end up being busy or what's going on, but I'm hoping they're here. I'm hoping they come show up, coming out. This one I just wanted to, it'd been a while, so I was planning on doing more of a Black Clover stream because, I wanted to have that group like every month to talk about it, but it's been a little over a month. It's been like 2 months actually since we did that whole trial of William Bonjant's video, and I wanted to do another one. Some people, though, that looks like they might be busy. I don't know, but for now, let's just get in talking. Once they actually show up, then, we'll talk more about specifically, like, the Black Clover, like, events of recent. But we got a lot of stuff coming up soon. Obviously, we got something like, we got Heroes on the move. We've got, Fairytale 100 Deer's Quest is going to be weekly soon. We've got some intensity with Eden Zero. I saw a little bit of the spoilers, so there's gonna be some spicy stuff coming up. What's up, Zach God? How's it going? How's it going for you? I'm trying to think of what else, like, majorly. We obviously got out of the flashback arc for Jujutsu Kaisen. I really want to see how this all goes down for Mahito, because now he's fighting somebody who is not holding that kind of like main cast like position, so he's in a little bit of a snare, and whether or not he ends up coming out alive from it is his own kind of like questionable position, because he's a very expendable guy. I liked Mekamaru's kind of like setup of why he's like this, why he decided to betray them. It wasn't just he wanted a body. If you go back and look at way earlier in the series, he talked about how he really wanted to have a normal body so he could spend time with his friends, because he had only known them through his robot, and they didn't really know anything about him outside of, well, not that really they didn't know about him. They never really had any interactions with him. They never had anything going on between them. In reality, like, anytime they went out and did something, like, he could only do it as pretty much an avatar, like a doll. He couldn't actually be there and actually have a presence in whatever it is they were doing. It's pretty bummed for the dude, but it looks like it's gonna be turning around for him. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab something real quick. So just, if you guys got any questions, drop them out. Smarty, tell me what's going on with Fortnite. I just forgot my drink downstairs, so I'm gonna go grab it real quick. Okay. Back in the game. Running back over here. We'll see how things go. Do I like Halloween? Well, Halloween, I really love Halloween specials. I think I like that more than Halloween because I like the tone that it sets for a lot of stuff. Getting a lot of spookier settings. But I don't know. It's a quiet stream. This is bumming me out. So I'm for a little bit more, but the other guys that I was hoping would show up don't seem to be making it. Dang it. Bums me out more that it's just these 2 bum streams in a row. But I don't know. I mean, we still got some stuff we can talk about. We still got content of the series. We got Heroes coming up this week, which I'm very excited for. Really stoked to see what goes down with Heroes. I read the synopsis, but I'm not too sure. Like how much of that covers. I'm pretty sure it only just covers like a gist, probably the first few pages. It's a first chapter, so it's gonna be probably like 50 or 60 pages, and it's the whole introduction. So it'd be kind of weird to try and start that out at 20. But knowing Hiro Mishima, it's gonna be real thick at the start of things. It's gonna be real thick, just delving into the story itself. And I did see that it's gonna take place on some new island that I'm guessing is the connecting point between all of them. Now that would be really interesting if that worked into canon, and it was like there is just this island that's just a connecting point between the universes. It's some form of like constant in like across the entire Hiroshima multiverse. Somewhat kind of like just all around singularity point. I don't know. Something like that would be really neat. Just a bridge that connects them. What do you guys think? Put her wife with Urza or Homura? I'd say Urza for now. I do really like Homura. What's up, Husor? How's it going, man? I'm just getting warmed into this stream, just getting everything kind of started up, trying to get everything flowing. I got a drink right here, so hopefully I get energized enough to really get this going. Oh, hang on, we got one person here. Let me unmute myself. Quan, can you hear me? Wait, maybe it's turned down. Refresh your page. I'm gonna refresh my page as well. I don't know what it is with the Discord web browser, but for some reason you gotta always refresh it at some point. Good? Why can't I hear you? I can't hear you for some reason. Huh? Weird. Let me double check. Oh, let me see some of these questions. Some of these will hopefully get set up. The demon dwellers can absorb other forms of energy besides magic, like ki or chakra. I mean, when you run into a lot of cross-universe type things, you always assume certain aspects about them are equalized. Like, energy is generally equalized just because it avoids a lot of really annoying questions. But it's kind of hard for ki, because ki is a different thing in Black Clover than it is in something like Dragon Ball. I'm really hyped for the manga right now, Kimetsu no Yaiba. Oh, yeah. I'm bummed about that as well. I'm a little bit down in the dumps over Kokushibo's passing. I was really kind of gunning for the dude to be a higher position villain. So I'm wondering what the point of having the whole fact that the demons can evolve, and yet they ended up not evolving. Oh, Josuke, can you hear me? Hello? Why can I not hear people? Hold on. Yeah, I have everything going through my headset, so I'm wondering why volume isn't working. Is it not just working? Do I not have it turned up? Oh, I don't have it. How is there not volume going through my headset? 1 second, guys. Is it going through my stream? No. One second. Let me see what's up with this. There we go. I don't know how I got switched. Yeah. It's hard because we haven't seen full power Jigen. Right now he's strong, but yeah, but he has to catch it. It'll still hit him, but he can't absorb it. I don't know if he could be able to absorb time magic faster than he could, something like Amaterasu. He's at a possibility, I would say, right now. Maybe. But I would say not right now. I'd say possibly because we haven't seen how strong he actually is. We've only seen like a little brief, little peek. But his peak, trashed Naruto and Sasuke. I wouldn't say faster. I'd say their, I'd say their speed. I'd say their speed is probably like comparable. The thing though is like Jigen seems to be like the strongest of all of Boruto, and so and yeah, seemingly he's the only the only way I could see him being stronger is if he absorbed Kaguya like the other dudes did with their other halves. But yeah, I would put him at maybe in the future. Definitely not right now. This because crazy Julius unfairness, but it would be believable down the road. It's believable down the road, but the thing is, it's like Julius isn't even close to top right now in Black Clover. Like, there's a bunch of people above him now, and there's 26 other Wizard Kings we haven't seen. Oh yeah, kid Julius, young youth Julius. I mean, as long as he doesn't die, maybe in 10 years. We'll just give him some time. 10, 20 years in real time. He'll evolve, get back to his adult self. Now, what if he's able to unlock his adult self as like a power up for him? Just advance himself. Like, ah! What's up, Catherine Merkel? Yeah. Temporarily just drop. I mean, yeah, it's believable because this whole thing is time manipulation. If he could do a temporary version on himself, it'd fully fall under like what kind of powers he has. Yeah, yeah, that's what he did when he threw like the light sword back at him. Dude's a champ. Just yeah, they're just pretty well. But think about it: in Black Clover, there's 26 Wizard Kings we don't know about. Yeah, Julius was number 28. Well, knowing now we got the Princess of the Heart Kingdom, who's apparently around that level anyway. She's apparently this big old savage. I haven't. What novel is that? I might have to go look. Maybe that was what happened at the very in chapter one while Julius was with them. Huh? Oh yeah, he's like their crazy factor. Uh, Jared Punch wants to know who would win between the pillars from Kimetsu no Yaiba and the Clover Kingdom captains. Come on, man. The pillars like have no real powers. You have like an elemental sword. That's like it. They don't. They're fast, but like they don't have any crazy stuff. They don't have absurd. They look like they're like cool. You can you got a breath that does like some elemental add. It's like in your Yami like cutting dimensions and stuff. I mean, yeah, Jack's gonna slice him in half. Well, Kimetsu no Yaiba's yeah, their verse isn't very powerful. If you look if you're talking about something like no, they got to be superhuman because they got to be some superhuman. What if there's a part where they're pushing big boulders around after what's his name, Himejima, the stone guy teaches them, and they're pushing like ton boulders. He's a tough guy. Two hacks. Yeah, they don't have any real powers. The breath is pretty much all they got, and it doesn't really fall under anything. You can kind of look at it as being a little mystical, but not really. Oh, I'm trying to remember like the extent of all the pillars in Fire Force. There's obviously Benimaru, Burns. Uh, oh wait, oh yeah, yeah. Who am I missing then? Oh, the pillars, the Adola Link guys. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shows is pretty good. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, he's a little crazy. I feel like he just end up killing people on his own team. Poor guy. No, because Obi he's not strong. He's just a normal guy. He's just a buff dude. Yeah, he's just a buff dude. He's just jacked. Man, I believe it. Some of the other ones, Arthur. Well, now he doesn't have his damn sword anymore. I don't know what he's gonna do. Got it busted. Maybe he's gonna pull out another sword handle. Like I got a new one. Maybe he'll pull out a new sword and be like, I've also learned the ways of the Spartan. Well, he's had a lot of like big fights in the series, which is like pretty crazy for the series is almost at 200. She's getting away from all that fan service. Nah, man, I need it. Which one? Which guy was that? I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. That's his weakness. It's his ultimate weakness. He's, you know, she's a temptress. He's crazy though. Oh, hang on. I don't think people in my stream could hear you, so it just sounds like I'm talking to myself. One second. God damn it. Let me see. Let me see. So it just sounds. Yeah, people probably think I'm a crazy person now. Let me see. There we go. I've done that before. I've done that before. It should be good now. People just think I'm a wackadoo. I was like, oh man, cool. Got all this activity going on now. And it's like, well, I'll talk to people, ask me questions in the chat, and then I'll talk to you guys verbally. So instead, it's just been me rambling on in chat and on here, looking like a wackadoo.
Went from topic to topic. Like,
So cool. No, they just thought I was. They thought I was just kind of maybe losing my mind. Maybe people were concerned, like, what is wrong with him? Should we alert somebody?
Whatever you heard Rex say about like kids in the Yaiba people not having power, we pretty much just agreed. They don't really state any chance. It's like any Black Clover captain.
Hey man, you check out Chainsaw Man yet?
No man, I'm finishing up JoJo Part 6, and then I think Chainsaw Man.
What part is JoJo on right now?
Jutsu Kaisen will probably be after Chainsaw Man.
What part is JoJo on right now? Because I remember he said he was gonna do 10 parts. Are they on 9?
No idea. Yeah, they're
did he really?
They're at 8 was the last one he did. I don't know if
Is
Are you
it?
serious? It goes that far?
Yeah, 8.
I think he's.
That's when Josuke comes. Well, he doesn't come back, but there's another character named Josuke.
I thought he was Joe
I
Tusuke.
have to read.
Yeah, it goes all the way to Part 8, bro.
Well, yeah. The guy said. I'm pretty sure he said he's going to part 10. I think he said he's going.
After part 6, they change universes, so it goes to like a whole other
What?
universe.
It's not the same.
How's that even work?
It's not the same timeline.
No, it's not. It's not the same timeline or nothing. Nah, the Joestar family is pretty much like that. That story is wrapped up, so he takes it.
Okay.
It's a completely story change, but pretty much same powers and same stands. Everything's pretty much the same, but it's just like an entirely different story.
Weird.
It's weird. I've never even heard of an author doing that
It's
before.
JoJo Bizarre.
For what? No.
It's not even JoJo anymore. It's
No.
But
Bizarre
it's still
Adventure
JoJo.
now.
It's 100% still JoJo.
No, Yu-Gi-Oh did that. It switched universes after part 3. They're about to do part 7.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Is still going on, man.
Dude, they're about to do part 7 next year.
I remember as a kid, I couldn't watch Yu-Gi-Oh! I had to sneak and watch it sometimes.
Dude, I needed that life. It's too intense.
It's weird because I could watch Pokemon, but I couldn't watch Yu-Gi-Oh!
It's 'cause I had a bunch of dark magic and stuff. People freaked out about it.
Yeah, that's what my mom was on back in those days.
Hussard. I've seen people bring up that theory before. Have you guys seen that one where people theorize that Sister Lily is a devil?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them.
Have
It makes it. There's one that it makes sense. Isn't Lilith a devil? And she's like a demon in lore that
Yeah.
steals children.
That's the one I see.
Let me look.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that because, if that's the case, then I'm scared. Like, what if she? But can she be a good devil though? Like, even if she is.
I mean, yeah, because the
Good-hearted.
anti-magic devil doesn't seem like a bad guy. He actually seems really friendly, and I like that.
His plan starts to unfold.
Well, I like.
We can really see where he's at because he has a master plan.
Yeah, he's got. I feel like he's got something scheming, but
trying to steal a body.
yeah, but he was really nice and straightforward about it. I like this idea that like where it is like Naruto, you had Kurama who was the big jerk the whole time, and then they switch friends. Is that everyone's just assumed that the anti-magic devil was a jerk, and he's actually just a really nice guy the whole time. He just looks really
I
scary.
think the anti-magic, like when anti-magic was still amongst the other demons, I think he was like looked at as a lower class demon.
Well, my theory of how he got made has to like I think that after Lix became a demon and he died, like that demon portion had to go somewhere. So, I think yeah, I think he's a demon that was born not around other demons though, so he doesn't act like them. Maybe that's why he likes Astas. He's different.
He had the conversation with the word devil. And he pretty much just told him to go get away from him, like just leave, die.
But the word devil seemed to know him though, because he was like you, and it's like. They seemed
Oh
to,
yeah,
like,
yeah, I remember that.
Didn't he ask who he
seem to, like,
was?
know of each other.
Let me see.
No, he just kind of says like, "Oh."
No,
you," and it's like,
he asks who he
like
is. He asks who he is in 212. Like he doesn't know who he is. I think he was appalled though. The fact he didn't know who this guy was. So he probably knows all the other devils. I don't know how many devils there are, but there's probably. I mean, if they know each other, then there's got to be a line.
I think it's like a lot of.
Like kind of like how it is in like Seven Deadly Sins. Like
Yeah,
there's like a race of them.
Yeah.
The thing, obviously, like the thing, it's all consistent. There's big, spooky, long arms and their horns. I got them spooky arms.
And some of them might look because we know the horns change.
Yeah.
The Magicula had goat horns.
Has that full kind of coil back and
I like the theory of that she's a female. That the new was
looks like it. Hair looks like female. At least that's from what I can tell. Yeah.
And Tabata always writing strong females.
Yeah, he does seem to like that a lot. But then I don't know.
Well, my main go is that just because she was involved with Aesir, so I'm like, well, maybe it's a chick devil, the chick cast portion. I don't know. That was like my whole go on for that and my logic. Well, maybe she's messed with chicks. Maybe she's a chick devil. I really do like the Sister Lily as a devil theory.
I don't know how I feel about it because I love you some Sister Lily. If she could become a devil.
Well, what if she's a nice devil?
Her and Asta, like her and Asta is can really be in matrimony.
Oh, what maybe? Yeah, but it's like, well, maybe it'll explain why exactly Asta arrived there, why exactly he doesn't have powers, or at least just found him in general. If she was a villain though, that'd be really interesting. 'Cause then it's like, well, how deep does how deep do the plans of the villains go?
That's what I'm hoping with. I hope with Oleon, like, the character will change up. Like, if Oleon becomes a demon, I mean,
You're just trying to get him out of the way for Nozel to be Wizard King so much.
well, Nozel's definitely gonna be Wizard King.
No
Most deaths,
way.
by the way. Everybody in the chat, Nozier for Wizard King, alright? But nah, man, I just think his character's just so boring. I think his character's he's just one of those characters that I've seen before, like a lot. And so I just don't find him that interesting. But if he turns
Just
into
not like straight-laced characters.
like if he turns into a villain, that definitely change up his entire the way I see him.
How would he become a villain though? That'd be kind of confusing. He's got to get possessed or something.
Well, what if you do it like the way
It would be so against his character, like
What
entirely.
if it's like how Burns is doing it right now? Like,
Well-
are you really considering Burns as a villain?
Well, Burns switched because of his religious standing. You'd have to do a lot of weird stuff with him. I mean, you could figure.
It's like, what if you do it like that type of way?
You could work it out somehow. I don't know. I don't think he'll be a villain. You just really want him you just want him out of that lining.
No, I don't think he will either. I definitely don't see it in his character. But yeah, I don't want him to be a villain at all.
I've already mentioned this.
I'll take like Oleon over William though.
No, this Wizard King Seki is going to sit on the throne.
Oh God, you're
He's-
not one of those people.
Listen, Seki is you doubt him. He only let Asta win at the start to bolster up his spirits.
I was telling Quan earlier that if I go into the Fire Force, the Black Clover Force, I will be able to butt Seki.
What kind of magic are you going for?
Well, I thought you meant
Yeah, I'm normal. I don't have no. I'm Austin, bro. Like I don't have no magic.
Oh.
No powers.
And I will still bust. Yeah, you can give him all the powers.
Man, he's got a motorcycle. Be careful.
I will bust Seki.
Listen, Seki. I'm telling you this right now. Seki's bronze magic right now. He's got pretty much got a motorcycle and he's got like a cannon. He's gonna evolve that into a tank. He's gonna have a 360-degree moving tank and he's gonna blow you up.
Hey man, Seki's getting a promotion, bro, after protecting the heat.
I'm telling you, Captain Seki.
But he's getting a couple stars off right off that.
He might be. He
Yeah,
might
nah,
become a
well,
vice.
yeah,
What if
you
he
lost.
better not become a vice captain.
Vice Captain of the Green Mantis.
Of the Green Mantis, man.
I believe in him. I believe in him. He's a champion.
I definitely want Fauna to join the Green Mantis if they end up joining Black.
I want her to why? That's
Why the
Bro,
Green
that'd be
Mantis?
So funny, bro. gotta be Jack's training partner.
I think they're gonna pretty much.
Probably thinks he's.
They're gonna turn the elves into a Suicide Squad. I don't got time to put them in normal stuff.
Oh, that'd be dope. Valtos, I want him to join the Green Mantis. Cause
Yeah, I
remember,
really do too.
you remember when Yami kept using Fenrir as a ride, Jack got a little jealous. He was like, "Hey, I want to ride too." I mean, so Valtos is a spatial mage, so it's like that'd be a perfect ride for Jack.
I hope he finds happiness in opening up some sort of transportation business.
Facts, man.
Just
I hope that.
he just has a.
Maybe he'll stop terrorizing his own Magic Knight squad.
Yeah, there you go. He'll have his own crew. They'll just send him places to go do stuff.
Facts, man. The Green Mantis, they moved up in stars as well, right?
Yeah, what rank did they get last time? I know Ash and Deer got last, or not Ash and Deer, Azure Deer got last.
I think the Purple Orcas got second to last.
Purple Orcas are always getting shit on though.
Yeah, but like remember it was like always Jack and Yami's crews at the very bottom.
Yeah, what chapter was that? Was that 110? No, a little bit before that. 106? Looking right now. Somewhere around that area. I just remember all the nice stars Asta got for his hard work. One of his was.
It was a bit after, because I know around 100 is when he turned into a demon.
It's 100 and,
He's like,
106.
But he got his transformation.
He got his first one at 97. I know that one because that's when Natsu got Dragon Force, and I always remember they got their power ups the same number. It's a good day. Let me see. 106, I think, is when all the other forms got, or the other rankings. Yeah, Purple Orca's got last. Green Mantis got 6. The green.
See, they moved up.
Look at that, right near the dead middle.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah, exactly. Hey man, round of applause for the Green Mantis, bro. Doing their thing.
They're champions. I want to see more of their crew. I feel like they're gonna have the most fun crew because they're probably all crazy.
Oh, I would love it. I definitely
Like-
want to see more of the. I want to see more of Randall and Leo.
Could you imagine?
Those are the two characters I want to see more of.
I'm really surprised that Jack didn't take Luck. Because I feel like Jack would have just taken like battle hungry people, throw them all up.
Oh, without a doubt. I
Yeah.
think Jack and Yami probably both raised their hands up.
Actually,
I was like, I think I like that uniform better.
actually,
Just picked randomly.
could you imagine?
Pick because of the rule.
Could you imagine if it was like Jack? It's like nobody wanted Luck except for Jack, but Yami's like, oh fuck that guy, I'm gonna take it from him, and he only got Luck just to pretty much flip him off.
Jack raised his hand first, and then Yami was like, actually, I want him to.
He's like, what do you think you're doing, meathead? I raised my hand first.
It just only does it to spite him. But Jack got the last laugh because he got Seki. He's gonna be like, yes.
Stop.
Listen, Seki's a
How
boss.
old is Luck? I want to say Luck is way older than Seki.
Like 9. Yeah, no, Luck's like 19. Or
Isn't
so.
Seki like 20? I'm gonna look it up now. Old Seki.
I definitely like how black characters are more older than your average shonen character.
No, he's 16. I thought he was way
Yeah.
older.
Oh wow! So that means he became the Magic Knight. If he's 16 now, he had to become a Magic Knight at like the age of 14.
No, I'm talking about Seki.
Oh, so
Luck?
No,
Luck
you
is.
don't gotta be a Magic Knight at 15. You can just keep trying again and like again or whatever.
Oh yeah, because Zoro's pops did that.
Let's see.
Yeah, he was old.
Luck is 18. He's been there for a bit.
Hey, it's legal. Oh wait.
Oh shit. Oh no! It's like, this is how much of a fan I am, Luck.
Yo, granted, I am a huge Luck fan, but I'm not that big.
I'm such a fan, I'm about to clap you. Oh no.
God.
Poor fella.
Pause, man. Pause. But yeah, I love me some Luck.
Entirely off guard.
Luck is a beast.
Husar says in 217, the wing is way more refined than for Asta. Well, his form has been upgrading. His whole black form.
Upgrading forms.
And if
If you go in,
yeah, no, you go ahead. I'm gonna pull up the page real quick.
oh, if you go and look in like the chapter where he went black form against the devil, he even had a anti-magic monozone around it, that's completely broken.
Well, he had a little cloak too, because there's like the first stage that we usually see, and then there's a kind of progressed one that we saw. He gets like another horn. His other horn gets bigger. It actually anti-magic extends onto his black bull cloak. I was gonna say though, if you
I actually thought
oh, okay,
if you
no,
look in one panel, it actually looks like he has a second wing. And I was going crazy when I saw that, but nah, it wasn't a second. It was just like anti-magic
well in some of the
coming
panels,
out.
when Asta gets really like riled up, he actually gets a demon eye and he grows his fang out without being in his black form. There's like
I never noticed that.
like when he's fighting Vito. I know when he's fighting Vito, like right near the end, like chapter 71 or 72. When he goes to confront Langris, he gets it as well. Let me post it real quick.
Confronted who did you say?
When he goes to confront Langris.
Oh, Mancos.
Yeah, if you go look at 71, when he brings down his sword, like long before he got his black form, he has the demon eye and he's got a fang. Let me
I
see.
think that was like Tabata like trying to to foreshadow it
Well,
in the future.
I feel like they're merging because that was
Oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah, he did without even doing the cloak. Yeah, for sure.
whenever he gets riled up, it starts to emerge. Because eventually he's gonna get a full body form. We don't even have two wings yet. We just got like one and then like 1.5.
Yeah, that and the armor. I think he's gonna get like a berserk type armor. That might actually full body might actually just be the armor itself.
Maybe eventually, because I want to know how exactly the swords got made. Because they're not like Fonzel, where he's got the wind swords, where they're completely magic.
Yeah.
These are physical material that like did they take special metal and then imbue it somehow, or like are they made by dwarves?
That's what I think we're gonna
Like
find
is it
out.
like a rock that's just like naturally like occurring in the Black Clover verse that was forged into the swords, or could it be like something that was a regular sword but like enchanted with anti magic or cursed with anti
If you go
magic?
back and look at because apparently all these are Lich's old swords. So if you go back and look where Lich first got revealed, it was very early in the series.
Yeah.
Lich had a lot other swords around him.
At chapter,
Chapter 3.
I think it's in 100. Yeah, he's holding two because at the time we knew of the demon slaying sword, demon dweller sword, and he had three. He had three in the ground, so five, which correlates with Five Leaf Grimoire, makes sense with the series. But
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, it's possibly other swords out there. Not even possibly. It's
oh wait, no, chapter 101. Well, wasn't the armor wasn't Guts' armor made by dwarves?
I think so. I can't remember. I don't believe I got that deep, but I think it was I watched like the Berserk videos. I think someone else said that as
What?
well.
I'm pretty sure it's made by dwarves. I'll have to look at the chapter, but whenever I think it was, I want to say like 224 or something for Berserk. I'm gonna have to look into it, unless somebody in this chat knows what page it's on, or just kind of like gives a guess.
Yeah, it gotta be some. It gotta be some Berserk fans out there. Like Berserk fans are
Berserk's that boss.
they're everywhere, bro. Some people say Berserk is like the best manga in the world. I don't even know.
Berserk fans kind of sound like JoJo fans.
No, dude. No, JoJo fans will like come out of the woodwork if you mention JoJo. They just appear. Berserk fans.
Yo, somebody posted on Twitter that all JoJo fans were gay.
I've seen
All you
that.
say, all you see in the comments is you're about to get whacked. I was just like, yep.
Do you see the one where it was like when it was a rocket going into space, and it was like when JoJo fans find out there's unsucked dicks on Mars.
Oh God, I didn't see that. Oh my God, I would have got mad at that. I think I would have said something about that.
Poor Joe.
I'm a JoJo fan.
Poor JoJo. Always getting gay comments to the JoJo crew. I'll finish JoJo one day. What?
I'm curious. What's top 5 mangas all time?
Top 5? Dude, I need a list. I can name my top 5 main characters. I think my top 5 favorite main characters I got like Natsu, Guts. I count Yugi and Atem as a joint character because they're pretty much both the main character for Yu-Gi-Oh. Let me think. Jaden from GX. And then I got 5 I kind of have right now split between like Asta and Zatch from Zatch Bell.
Oh, I love me some Zatch.
I remember that anime is great. I remember. Did you ever get to the manga?
I never got to the manga.
Dude,
I
they don't even do the they don't even finish the last like 100 something chapters in the anime.
Yeah, my friend kind of gave me the gist of what happens. I think it kind of sucks that Zatch and the main character, the other guy.
Dude, the whole ending is sad. It's got a real sad ending. Everybody involved gets a sad ending, but it was a pretty solid journey though. I really love Zatch Bell.
No, Rex. Quan.
Yeah.
Quan. Who do I always say is my favorite main of all time?
I don't know. I haven't asked you yet.
Natsu Drag Meal.
Not this, my boy. Man, are you gonna read Heroes? You're reading Heroes or what?
Dragon Ball Heroes?
No. Have you not seen Heroes? The Hiromishima's story. You know he's the guy who writes Fairytale. He's the guy who made it.
Oh, Hero Monster. Yeah.
He's doing Heroes. It's a manga that conjoins his three works. Well, there's three big ones. It's gonna be weekly collab series between Rave Master, Fairytale, and Eden Zero. Have you not seen this?
That sounds kind of weird.
I haven't heard of that either. That sounds mad interesting.
I've never heard of that either.
You haven't seen that? It comes out on Wednesday. Here, I'll show you a picture. Comes out on Wednesday, and Fairytale's gonna be weekly again. Well, it's running. It's gonna be awesome.
You mean
100 Years Quest. Yeah, it's gonna be weekly for a bit. Dude, he's gonna have 3 different weekly running series at the same time. Dude's fucking madman. Well, 5 if you count the Happy spinoff and City Hero.
Just have mad assistants, like.
Well, he's.
Why did he have to put Lucy in there? I do not like.
How do you not like her, dude? She's great.
I don't like Lucy.
She gets looted, and she's like super smart. She's useful. She's got all these side professions. Dude, she's awesome.
She is very smart.
Dude, she's awesome.
Man,
How do you not like her?
What?
She gets in the.
What, dude? She saved the guild so many times.
She saved them.
She's a
Okay,
champion.
I give her credit for saving them when she was getting the visions about the dragons coming after the Grand Magical Games.
She was the only reason they got out of Alegria from Tartarus. Like, they were all fucked. She didn't summon the Celestial Spirit King. They would have been done.
Yeah, I think I like Mary Jane more than her. I like Julia more than I love Julia. Oh, that's my favorite. And I like Ursa. Ursa's another one.
Have you not read Eden Zero yet?
I read the first 5 chapters.
Man.
Catch up because I do not like reading. Like I like them. I like going through a manga, like binge reading a manga. I don't like reading weekly.
Well, it's at like 60, I think 65 now, 64.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is I was gonna catch up, like in the middle of and that's gonna be even worse to catch up time.
Oh man, it's worth it.
Like I don't want to catch up in the middle of arc. I want the arc to be over. Then I'll catch up.
Where are you at in Fairytale? Are you not caught up?
In Fairytale, I know everything about Fairytale. Pretty much, done with Fairytale. I want to start the 100
It's
quest.
it's still
I'm
going.
gonna start that sooner or later. The 100 years quest. I'm getting to that one.
It's great.
I
Yeah.
did want to know what like the aftermath of Fairytale. I definitely want to know what was going to happen.
Well, it's still going. I have a whole theory of why it ended, quote unquote, because it ended at a point to fill up the for volume 63. It ended really abruptly, and the last couple chapters were kind of rushed. Acnology didn't even get a backstory until 2 years later in the anime. And then, you have 100 Years Quest come out. It's only digital. You can get the volumes, but it doesn't come out in a magazine. I theorize that Hiroshima wanted to get it under a different title, because immediately after Fairytale ended, he got a new editor for 100 Years Quest, because there's a couple parts where it seems like he's got beef with his editor at the time. Like, Tartarus was supposed to be a lot longer. Like, the guy wanted to make the Spriggan 12 into, like, Spriggan 5. Seems like he didn't really get along with him very much. Because it technically, 100 Years Quest is a completely different title. It's even a different magazine.
Yeah, but
So
it's still like the fairy tale.
yeah, because it's just a straight. It picks up exactly where 545 left off.
Yeah, that's what I was assuming.
But
That's why I want to know like the aftermath.
but I think part of it, because getting a different title, he was able to get a different editor. But because it's under a different title, it should fall under the same contract for the anime, so you should be able to get a different animate studio instead of frickin' Cloverworks doing still panels for 90% of the show.
Oh really?
I'm hoping, because he can't do 100 Years Quest as a weekly anime; it'll get caught up too fast. I'm hoping it's seasonal.
What chapter are they on?
36 comes out Tuesday. Dude, it's crazy right now. I don't know if you have, what stuff you've checked. Dude, it's pretty wild.
Nah, I'm trying to not spoil myself on 100 Years Quest. I'm saving that.
It's pretty exciting. I'm stoked. I can't wait for the next one. But Heroes, I guess it's gonna be an Elseworlds. It's gonna be like its own canon.
An elf world?
Elseworlds, like kind of like they have like for like comic books, they'll have like an Elseworlds Batman where it's Batman, but it's not Bruce Wayne. It's a whole different person. It's kind of just like a alternate, completely kind of thing.
That's Hero Mashima?
Yeah, he's doing a completely. It's gonna be the same characters, but it's gonna be its own continuity, pretty much. Because it's gonna be more than one chapter, because it's gonna be at least a volume, is my guess. Might be more. I'm not sure.
Too much, bro. He need a break.
He's crazy. Well, a lot of the stuff he admins over, and he doesn't draw it. He just he'll correct things so it fits into canon, and then he'll do it.
That's what Oda does. I think Oda definitely has One Piece planned out at least like 2 to 3 weeks in advance.
I don't. Does One Piece have any canon spinoffs?
They have this. I don't. Monsters is not canon, I don't think, but he does have a spin-off called Monsters, and it's pretty much. Well, they mentioned the main character in Monsters was the samurai in Wano Kuni.
Oh yeah, Ryuma.
They mentioned him
Ryuma.
in the
No,
movie
that's
Sora.
that's canon. No, that's canon. That was his original main character. That's why I think he loves Zoro so much.
Yeah, exactly. That guy's supposed to like based off like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Zoro's dad or something.
Yeah, that's a lot of people have a lot of theories about Ryuma and Zoro. I get upset because like a lot of the stuff in One Piece I get hyped about are like stuff from movies that aren't canon. Like Zephyr, I still think is the best villain in One Piece, but he's not canon. Dude, that guy was. Dude, that guy was. Zephyr was so cool, and he had such a freaking pimp outing. The dude with his sick music. Yeah, the dude was cool. He just had a sick mechanical arm. Yeah, that dude is awesome. And he had a sick out. He had a cool plan. Like, he had a good backstory. He's not canon. Yeah, he's also, like, again, that's another dude just... I get salty when it's like, why can't you just work this into canon? Then it makes it a lot more special.
Bullet can definitely canon. I have no idea why people make Bullet canon.
Yeah, they got this dude who's like, wasn't he on Roger's ship?
Yeah, he's apparently a part of Roger's crew.
Yeah, he's got all this important
Roger's
stuff.
body is stronger than Luffy's and kids put together. Like, what?
Yeah, I don't understand why you would have... If you do, like, you have something completely not related. Like if... Did you play Quartet Knights? The Black Clover game? If they did something like that, where it's like, yeah, we're doing a movie, it's completely cut off. You just make up extra stuff. But it's like, you have all this important stuff, like, directly into the story. And it's like, why not make it canon? It makes it so much better.
Y'all hear?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, my thing was not working this entire time. Like, I don't know at what point.
It stopped.
Yeah, I was like, I get extra annoyed right now.
Who's your favorite top 5 anime characters?
Top 5 anime characters?
Yeah.
I don't really know, for real. Like, I know, like, Yuno and Bakugo are in there for sure.
Okay.
I love those guys. Yusuke from Yu Yu. I love Yusuke.
Love me some Yusuke.
Did you hear the theory that Ging got made the main character in Hunter x Hunter, so he could just have Yusuke main character again? He looks just like
Dude,
him.
they look so similar. He looks like if he aged Yusuke, that's basically him.
Oh, I also
Hold on, what character?
Ging, Gon's dad.
Oh yeah, he's just shorter than Yusuke though.
Well, I feel like Yusuke would have been a deadbeat dad. I feel like he would have been that same.
You can't beat that for his dad.
He's just like, nah.
He loves his friend so much. He's going to love his son.
Maybe he realized that. He's like, well, if I, Gon is going to make me spend less time with them. So he's like, well, bye. You're gone and I'm gone. Just put that E at the end. He just walked out.
Gone Dad is definitely like probably the worst anime. Him.
No, dude, have you read Made in Abyss?
No, I haven't.
No.
I wanted to watch the anime.
That
but I
guy,
never got around to
that
it.
guy is like worst dad. Bondrude. That dude is like the worst dad.
Dad.
Somewhere in him or Gambino from Berserk. I think they're like the worst dads.
Oh yeah.
Gambino's a
That
piece
is
of shit.
terrible father.
Well, the
I
guy,
feel like
I don't want to spoil it because Made in
Jotaro's
Abyss
a
is
bad
really
dad,
good.
too. Jotaro from JoJo Part 3, he's a horrible dad.
Jotaro.
Yeah, Jotaro's a horrible dad. Bro. Part 6,
I was confused. Isn't the thing is, well, a lot of people like speculate that Jotaro is like autistic. He just seems like a little bit not right in the head. So it's like,
Nah, he was freaking 16, buff, looking like a grown man out here fighting.
here this guy is in love with
Like,
dolphins,
Jonathan
the
was
worst
like that,
animal.
too. When Jonathan was young, he was extra huge too. Though.
Well, he's like the most, he's like the most jacked JoJo, Jonathan. He was massive. Dude is like 6'6", like 800 pounds gorilla.
His thighs was like as big as like my actual chest. Like
Exactly. They got away from that with Josuke.
yeah, I was actually happy to see that Josuke was
Yeah.
not
They kept getting smaller.
6'6".
Then you got
Yeah.
Giovanni, who was one of my favorite JoJo's.
Mad little.
And then
He's actually just
Part
little.
6, which is the next one to get animated, the one I'm reading. You got
That's the girl one. Yeah, yeah.
his daughter, Jotaro's daughter, and bro, like, I think I like this part more than part 4, which is weird.
What's her
I'm a
stand?
huge part 4 fan.
Part 4 is where I left off. I'll get back to it one day. That was back when, like, yeah, go ahead.
Natsu's probably number 1. I'm gonna give Luffy number 2. Number 3 is definitely gonna be Shinra from Fire Force. Then I got 4. I'll probably say, even though Todoroki's not a main character, I still love that guy. So I'll probably say Todoroki's 4. And then 5, I'll just throw in because I really don't have a pick. If I had to pick somebody, I'll pick Vegeta.
Man, I was real bummed out during the second half of the 1A versus 2B match. I thought he was gonna get a sick power up for Todoroki, and he didn't get like nothing cool.
I thought
In the manga,
Yeah.
they had their little like extra.
Yeah.
Well, no, he did. He showed that like
I thought he was because you
turned
just
the flames up.
so
Like,
they introduced the whole aspect that Endeavor, like his whole weakness is if he overheats he'll die, and obviously you have Todoroki, he's like he could counter that because it's cold. So I thought he was gonna have some sick power up. Maybe he like shoots like the big fire beam that Endeavor had, but maybe he makes ice around him to keep him cool, or maybe reverse, where he's got fire around him, he shoots a big ice beam, or combines them and makes steam explosions. But like all that happened is his hair just got wavy. I got so hyped for that whole part, and then just like they just said his fire was hotter, and he didn't get any cool techniques. That part bummed me
you
out.
wanted this to be something like crazy. That's
I was just hoping for some boosts.
I'm not really caught up in My Hero, but I
Oh,
believe Todoroki probably has one of the biggest feats in My Hero.
he's got that giant ice spike. Oh no, I think the biggest one right now is Tamura, that giant crater he made.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that guy.
That was a real big crate.
Crazy powerful.
Even bigger than like All Might and All
Yeah, it's a lot bigger.
United States. Smack.
Yeah,
Yo, that's one of
He's
my
like
favorites.
disintegrating everything. Like
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's like, in terms of straight like destructive power, he's definitely top in My Hero right now. He's pretty crazy, right? And then he's
Yo,
still
Red,
boosting.
I was telling Quad, one of the mangas we forgot about in Shonen that could probably rival Black Clover in powers, Boruto.
Oh yeah, Burrito. I figured though that was just kind of like its own set because, well, were you only counting Boruto, or are we counting Naruto, like everything? Because then it's like its own universe, like pretty much Kishimoto, like his world. It's kind of like crazy out there for it. Uh-oh. Let me refresh. That sounds like cut away from Discord. 1 second. There we go.
Hello?
Yeah, there we go. Discord
Yeah, I didn't
being.
hear nothing you said when you started
Yeah, I
talking
didn't hear anything.
Boruto.
I was saying, like, did we count it as just Boruto exclusive characters, or we count it as Naruto plus Boruto?
We can do the Boruto exclusive characters because they exclusive characters are still.
I mean, Jigen. If you count like Jigen.
I heard of some other robots that
Oh yeah, Delta. What's that her name? Yeah,
some
Delta.
females, right?
Oh yeah, Delta was really tough. I forgot all about her actually.
I mean, she was kind of cool. Like, I mean, the only thing about her I really remember is like, cool, she has a drone on her back, and that was after that. I was like, I don't care about her. And then there's that.
Like, can't, well, absorbing jutsu and that whole beam.
Yeah. What was
like,
the?
that'll, like stop healing.
Yeah. What was the one guy's
Another
name?
Lee-san. You got Rock Lee-san. Isn't he pretty powerful?
Oh, Metally. What was the guy's name? He looks like Hayao Miyazaki. He's part of that whole crew with Jigen and Delta. He looks I think he even smokes too. I think he's literally just Hayao Miyazaki. He just stands there. Just is not happy.
The guy with the like robot arm and the robot leg who was in.
I'm trying to. No, not that guy. What is that group called? It's just like Husk or something. Naruto. I'm gonna look it up. Boruto. There's one of their members, and he's just this old dude who smokes, and he looks just like Hayao Miyazaki. Every single time I see that meme where he's like, anime was a mistake.
Can Misuke tango with Black Clover?
Misuke. Who? Oh, the guy's name is Amato. Let me see.
I don't know because I like they really haven't shown like how strong his sage mode is. Like they just,
the snake dude.
show that he like had it. Like he really hasn't like gone in with it at all. And I think like the one time in the anime he was really about to use it, he got like his sage mode like snatched out of him, so he didn't even get to do anything with it. So it was like,
oh, it's like when Leopold was about to snap on Randall.
it's like that. So
Damn,
Man, I wish Leopold went with him. He really needs something someday.
yeah.
I told you yesterday, man. The only power of my hero is Leopold.
He needs something.
Because
Like
he has to catch up with Austin, at some point, because he is a part of that rival.
he really wants to be in that rivalry so bad.
Yeah, he got his rivalry with and Austin. He really don't like
I compare him to like I always put him to like Elfman or what's his name, Tokoyami from My Hero, where it always
like Akiba.
he always feels like he's like, man, I can't wait, next arc is gonna be my arc, and then he's just not there. He overslept.
Kiba, bro. Like Kiba got so like out of the picture after Naruto.
Poor
After
guy.
he like
Kiba got one part. Oh no, he had he had that whole part in the Sasuke retrieval arc where
Yeah, that's what I mean. After
you
Naruto,
got.
like in Naruto Shippuden, he's done.
I mean, yeah. What does he really have after that point?
Yeah, after Naruto, the original series, he was like Kiba just like got.
Did he ever?
Him and
Choji got a little bit, and then
yeah, with the wings.
and then Choji married that one chick. And did Kiba even get a girl, or did he just kind of like end this?
He's the only one, bro.
He's like their Yamcha.
Well, Tenten didn't get anybody either. Tenten didn't get nobody either.
Speculated that Tenten is Metal Lee's mother?
That's what people be saying,
I
but we
believe.
never see them together.
That's
Yeah,
a
I'm pretty sure it
question.
was.
Yeah, that's something that could be kind of like speculated. But what about poor guy Kiba? Got nothing. Like, could you imagine
Got
that? Like,
nothing. He got his dogs, hey.
I guess if maybe he could turn into a dog and be a furry.
Oh my.
There you go.
Oh, shit.
There's his life.
I think he has like commercials, doesn't he? He has like commercials for like dog food.
Wow, he's opened a dog food empire.
That's even worse. Like,
They're out there fighting chakra aliens, and he's like, "Hey guys, we need a new dog food flavor."
Whoa.
He making money though, at least, right?
Hey, he got that cheddar.
He's poor. He's got an estate.
got that cheddar, man. Have you ever, Quan, you ever seen the one movie, the Dragon Ball? I think it's called Dragon Cry.
I have not heard of that.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's great. It's canon.
Is that the one with the I think what was that? It was like this huge fire blast was falling down on them at the very end or something.
No, that's Phoenix Priestess. That one is not
I've
canon.
seen that one.
Dragon
That's the only Fairytale movie.
Dragon Cry though is canon to the story.
Not to get a crazy power over that.
And you watch that one. They bring stuff about it in 100 Years Quest. I won't spoil it though. Better hurry up. 100 Years Quest been out over a year and you're still not reading it. What happened?
I don't know, bro. I've been reading so much other stuff. I had read Baki.
I gotta get to Baki at some point. I hear all the crazy stuff they do. There's like some dude who like swims from like 1,000 meters under the ocean. Just like.
Dude, Baki's father, Hanjiro, I think his name's Hanjiro. Dude, this dude, like, he can tango with Goku base form. Easy.
What?
Doesn't he like?
Easy. Well, Dragon Ball Goku base form. I should probably throw it back there. Yeah, with Dragon Ball, when Goku fought Piccolo in the tournament, yeah, he can tango with that Goku. Easy.
Before the weird power creep.
Yeah, back when Goku was kind of still human. But yeah, Hama is a beast, bro. Like one time, Baki, he was training and he started imagining that he was fighting his dad. And his dad, because his dad was whaling Africa, and his dad sensed that his life force was being imagined. So he was like, so next thing you know, like the next panel, like goes all the way to Africa while Baki's in Japan. It goes all the way to Africa to his dad fighting lions. And his dad just stopped fighting lions. He was like, who dares imagine me fighting? And he runs to Japan.
Doesn't he stop an earthquake too?
Oh shit,
I don't know.
I got to that part. He's crazy though. He's wild, bro. It's only one person in the manga that I think even hit him, like landed one hit on.
It reminds me of do you read Toriko? First off, if you haven't read Toriko, there's
It sounds familiar, but I don't know.
the author. It just reminds me. The author did a series after it where this guy he mastered a martial art about pinching, and there's like an earthquake, so he pinches the whole planet to make it stop. It's a manly man right there.
That's crazy. You ever heard of Sengoku era Berserk?
Sengoku Era Berserk. I think so. Isn't that a samurai series?
Yeah, it's like Dante. You got Yukimura. Oh man, it's this guy in that series. This huge general guy. He uses like a trident. It's almost like a trident, but it's not. It's more or less a similar to a long staff. And he swings it. It's just like he swings it in the air and just like in the sky.
Oh, that's Record of Ragnarok, right?
Nah, Poseidon did in the Record of Ragnarok as well, but just imagine that, but it's just this series. Completely.
Oh, I know that's like Broku keeps telling about Record of Ragnarok, and I look at it like every single chapter is about just characters flexing on each other. It's pretty entertaining. Yeah, I gotta get to it at some point.
It's this fight with Adam versus Zeus.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
One of the best fights I probably ever read in my life.
Oh yeah, where he like
It has so much emotion, so much tension, and so much action. It's just all packed in one.
I heard Jack the Ripper though was the best character. He's got a mustache and everything.
Like, people keep saying that, but we literally all we seen is his what is that called? When like it's just a shadow of a character.
Silhouette?
The silhouette.
Yeah, we literally only seen his silhouette.
No, he fought. I saw people post panels. He fought somebody.
The chapter came out?
I think so.
I mean, yeah, it is October. Yeah, that chapter probably did come out.
Yeah, I saw people post them of him fighting some dude, and he has like a giant pair of scissors.
I haven't seen the chapter come out this month, so I didn't know.
Damn man.
Well, my favorite character was definitely the samurai guy who killed Poseidon.
I saw like that. There was like Hercules. I gotta check it out. Who wrote the? No.
Jack the Ripper.
There's a list in the first chapter, isn't there, of like everybody involved? I was looking at it and I saw Nikolai Tesla, and I'm like, I want to see that. I want to see that guy fight more than everybody else.
They got Tesla. They got
Where's the list?
what's the Spartan king name? Leonidas.
I think so.
300.
I think so. I'm trying to look. I want to see the list.
Leonidas, bro. They got Leonidas.
I'm trying to find it. I really.
I wish they would have put Chief Keef on there. He would have definitely been able to fight.
Should put Dr. Seuss. He would have beat everybody.
Oh, that would have been
Dr. Seuss would just.
Would have been out there rhyming on the guys.
If Dr. Seuss was a rapper, would he be allowed to make whatever words up he wanted, and they'd have to accept it?
Dr. Seuss would deadass be the best rapper alive.
Dr. Seuss gets merged with the word devil, so like pretty much he just says some random word, and it just becomes real.
Matter of fact, I think on Facebook a couple years ago, somebody actually rapped one of his books on a beat, and it sounded really good.
See, Dr. Seuss makes up a lot of crazy words. I'm looking. I'm trying really hard to find that list. I want to see all the characters. I saw Tesla.
I got a screenshot of it.
Yeah, then post that up. I want to see that.
I can put it in Discord. Yeah, cause
Oh. Let me see.
Yeah, I got you.
That was like my largest question for it, is what exactly? Just Tesla was just such a weird one. Here we see. Zeus, Buddha, Loki, Apollo, Poseidon, Susano, Thor, Bishimotun, Anubis. Anubis is pretty interesting. Beelzebub definitely is one of the ones.
That's another interesting one.
King Leonidas. Nikolai Tesla is just such a weird one that I want that. Oh, no, Rasputin. Rasputin is the best one on there.
Who is that?
That's that Russian guy. He was like 6'9", who they like cut, like stabbed him like 12 times. He got shot. He got wrapped up, thrown into a river, and he died from hypothermia like hours later. And I guess that I guess they, oh, that's a real guy, and I guess they have like his dick like at a museum, and he was packing like 14 inches or something, like soft, something wild. Let me look it up. Rasputin, dude, that dude was a psycho. He just looked really crazy too.
Lu Bu was a good one.
How tall was he?
That guy before this list. He's like this ancient Chinese warrior who like took out like a platoon of soldiers by himself. It's crazy.
There's a lot of crazy ones. But oh my god, yeah, it says his 12-inch penis is preserved in a museum. Wow, what a man! One of those pictures.
Oh, he's not beating me.
Oh wow, some dudes hold it. There's a dude holding it in a jar on Google Images. That's impressive.
Yo, he's wild. I would never. he's wild.
That's gonna be the weirdest one. That guy's, when you get to him, he's gonna be the most insane one. He's just this gigantic Russian.
I don't see the humans winning at all. Like I don't see them winning the whole tournament.
I don't know, man. They got a lot of crazy people on there. I mean, maybe
bro, these gods are just.
They might bring in some more people. They might bring in, like, here we got,
Apollo, we didn't talk too much about Apollo, but he's another interesting one.
What if they bring in Chuck Norris? Damn,
Like,
it's over.
Is Odin on the list? I think Odin.
Odin? Yeah, Odin.
He's another interesting one. Because Odin, Apollo, and Zeus are all like gods that are like supposed to be the most powerful in their religion.
I'm trying to think of more, like, who else would be really cool to be put on there?
Buddha's on here.
Billy Mays. Put Billy Mays on there. Billy Mays would bring out some bitey putty and just like stick him to the ground.
Michael Jackson.
His whole thing is no one could ever hit him because his moonwalking just.
The ultimate dodger.
They just be like, yeah, his moonwalking, he's actually manipulating space. It's never.
What's the dude who walked on the moon who
I could have.
Armstrong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just pulls the moon. He pulls the moon down and then plants his flag in it again.
Dude, just ultimate move.
That sounds. Record of Ragnarok. That could go on forever. Like, could you imagine? It's like, yeah, well, it's like as long as the series, you just pick somebody to put in there and they just fight and you think of cool, crazy, giant explosions. There you go.
I like the way the Arthurs, because it's 3 different Arthurs. I like the way how they put the spin on the humans. It makes it really interesting.
It's just, yeah, every time I look at it, it just seems like a flex series. It looks a lot of fun.
There's definitely some flexing because Zeus is just ridiculous.
Yeah, I'll have to check out more. I'll probably check out a couple chapters today. I was looking at Shimonita. I saw that manga got put on the
Do you
internet.
read any webtoons?
I used to. I haven't read any in a while. I used to read like
I
Four
like
Cut Hero.
webtoons.
I used to read like Four Cut Hero, Dragon Recipe. Four Cut Hero is hilarious. I don't know if you've ever touched that.
Nah, the webtoons I read was Star Martial God Technique. That's a really good one. I started Heroes and Gods. I think it's called. I started that one. I didn't finish that one. And I started Solo Leveling. I started that as well, but I'm not really into Solo Leveling. That's
I've heard a lot of hype around it. I don't know.
I heard that one's like mad popular.
Yeah,
People really like
apparently
it.
is. It's like crazy popular, but
Yeah.
me personally, I read like the first maybe 15, 20 chapters. I didn't find it like it just didn't catch my attention. It just didn't catch me.
The thing about Korean webtoons that always kind of turns to it is the main character starts out way broken, and it's just it's not as entertaining. Did you read Noblesse or however it's pronounced? I like that one because they kind of like messed with that whole aspect. But like every time I touch a Korean series,
You
like the main
not
character's
like the main character's like mad overpowered.
it's that they're overpowered for a long time. But Noblesse, the whole thing is like he was broken, but like they've made a lot of jokes about it. Like he's I don't know if you've read it. There's like a whole part where they explain how strong he is and how he's gonna come fight, but he doesn't know how to get through an electric lock, so he's like stuck at this dude's apartment, trying to figure out how to get through the door. And there's like a part where someone, because he's like an ancient vampire guy, and someone at one point gives him a banana, and he doesn't know what it is, so he's just carrying it around for a while, because he doesn't know it's food. So he thinks it's some form of like relic or totem for like good luck, so he's just carrying around this banana.
Like a good luck charm.
That's
Like,
funny.
Yeah, but it's like I think
so are
he
you a
doesn't.
fan of like a One Punch Man then, or you don't?
Yeah, but One Punch Man, it's like, yeah, he's really strong, but he's always getting lost, and it's just all the other characters are doing stuff until he finally arrives. I like that aspect about it. I think it's pretty fun.
Yeah, if you call it character, people will get at you about that.
Well, the thing is, like, Saitama, actually, they've speculated how strong he is. They said he's a threat to the planet in, I think, the original Webtoon version. He's just, like, it's just that he's so much stronger than, like, everybody else because of, like, his whole, like limit evolution breaking stuff. But, yeah, people get... I wouldn't say it's a parody. I mean, it has as much comedy as a lot of other shonen does. I always thought the parody comment was a little bit silly. I want to read Ragnarok. Oh.
Yeah, man, and you can probably catch up in like within like 2 to 3 hours, bro.
Yeah, there's only like 25 chapters or something right now.
Yeah, I was at work and I caught up. Like I caught up at work. I worked like 6 hours.
I have the chapters all pulled up. I'll probably read a couple after the stream. Look at it.
Yeah, man, you definitely give it a try, bro. I want to check out Ice Age.
Ice Age. I don't think I've heard of that. What's that about?
No, it's called Act Age.
Oh, Act Age. Oh yeah, I want to check that out too. I've heard good things. I know the author's favorite main character in shonen is Yugimoto, so I gotta give him props.
Hey.
I'll get to it one day.
It's like best rival Kaiba.
Oh yeah, Kaiba's my favorite rival too. Dude, Kaiba's just everything. He's so badass. He's interesting. He's got a great story. He's just a nice guy in general. For like 90% of people, dude flexes like no other.
So like, dude, the biggest flex he had was like when he went to this car lot and just wrote like a check. He just got into a car and just wrote a check for 500,000.
No man, have you watched Dark Side of Dimensions? No, there's this item. It's pretty much like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Infinity Gauntlet, and it can erase people from existence. And some dude tries it on Kaiba, and his ego overpowers it, and he says that nothing is out of his reach because of how brilliant he is. And he just stands there flexing on this dude.
God.
And then he summons he flexes so hard on this dude at the same time he summons Obelisk. Like he just manifests Obelisk the Tormentor. Well, yeah,
No truth.
it's
Like whatever.
it's a dimension duel. They introduced that, and so he didn't have to tribute, and he just summons Obelisk. He's one of the only people who can make a god listen to him. Kaiba's crazy.
This is so funny.
And then he sacrificed it for Blue Eyes again.
Someone's doing a poll of favorite One Piece female characters, and they have Robin and Nami going up against each other. 202 votes, and it's 50-50.
Ooh.
That's funny.
Where's Perona in all this? I like Perona.
You like Perona, really?
Yeah.
That's really?
That's a
You know
Dude.
what? No one.
I like
From
Perona.
what I know about Raxus, this doesn't surprise me as much as I think it should.
I used to like Robin, but she fell off relevancy after the time skip. I don't know what happened. Like she started out really impressive.
It's vastly different.
Like she started out, she was able to stop like second gear Luffy and Jinbei like with little effort, and then she just never did anything after that, and I don't know what happened. It was really weird. Nami didn't do anything until like, you know, she got her cool new cloud. She's got some potential. I don't know.
Yeah, Zeus is a beast.
But and then what's it
Koala.
Oh yeah. I like Koala too.
Yeah, definitely need more Koala.
Sammy, are you finally here?
Yo, what up?
After like an hour of us
Sorry,
talking?
I'm sorry.
Wow.
Oh my god.
This is why people get mad at Europeans, Sammy.
Ben 10. What about you like Ben 10?
Dude, I haven't watched the reboot. I was real mad about that. They had all this cool multiverse stuff set up. They had all this like good character development, all this wild stuff, and then they just said like, "Fuck it, we're gonna reboot everything." And it was
Honestly, it was fine before they did all those crappy reboots, like the original Ben 10 and
original
then like
Ben 10 was
Alien Force
amazing.
and
well, they had all the
and then,
sequels
like,
and
Alien
stuff.
Force and the Ultimate Alien was good too.
Yeah, I don't know.
It
And
was after Ultimate Alien where it got like stupid.
if they rebooted it and just made it kind of like the same as the original, but they gave it that same kind of like weird Steven Universe art style, and they made it way less fun.
Yeah.
It's just Teen Titans Go. I'm just like
I don't like Steven Universe.
the Steven Universe frustrated. I watched it because one of my friends was really into it, and the world building stuff is pretty good, but then like you'll have like 5 episodes in a row. It's like, hey, this alien invasion is gonna show up, and you know our whole planet is in jeopardy. But let's do a talent show and sell lemonade or something stupid. And it's like, you guys have, why is no one concerned about all this crazy stuff going on? You guys are, you know, building sandcastles or something stupid. Sammy, I heard you read Chainsaw Man finally.
Yeah, oh my god, I caught up with Chainsaw Man.
Even though I've been telling you to read it for almost a year.
I'm sorry. I'm a little slow, right?
Man, Sammy, you know, you're the second friend I've had who it's like, I tell him to do, like, hey, I think you're gonna like this. No, the second friend that I've had that it's like, hey, I think you'll really like this series. Like, I don't know. And then like a year later, it's like, hey, I tried this out. I really liked it. Didn't you say this at one point? I'm like, well, that's great. I really appreciate it. At least you're enjoying it now. I was telling Josuke here to
That's
read
how
it.
it was with me and Josuke and JoJo.
Yeah, I've been telling Quan for years. Like,
He used to tell me to for a long time to watch JoJo's, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it at some point.
Well, I'm gonna
it takes him to go to Korea where there's no other anime to watch.
I'm gonna watch the animes. I stopped at like right at part 4 because that was like back when before like official anime and manga were like way more. It was like MS Paint like 240p and like scans, and I was like, I can't read this. And then JoJo Part 1 anime came out, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll have to get through this one day.
Oh, dude, the color manga now is
Oh yeah.
exactly like the anime. It's pretty much hand in hand.
Well, I know.
The anime,
You get the same vibes from that whole thread that you've been posting
Yeah, bro,
on
it's-
Twitter. Like it really does.
it's 100% the anime.
Doesn't Rohan make a joke about people like in his manga because he makes like a whole jab at America for not licensing JoJo until recently? Because it was like
that part, but he definitely he's like I believe that this guy lived in America for at least years because he knows he makes so many jabs at like Disney World for some reason. Like it's one part where Jolie literally like in the middle of the fight and she just so happened to mention like Oh yeah, by the way, Mickey Mouse's birthday isn't like Mickey Mouse was born in like February. No, it was April. April in 1846. And then she was like, I'm in the middle of a fight. Why do I care about a stupid mouse? I'm like, what? Like, what is this? Like, what is going on?
One
He's
day.
always calling like, he's always making like jabs how Florida is full of crocodiles and alligators. Well, not crocodiles, but
Well,
alligators.
everyone takes jabs at Florida.
Yeah, like JoJo Part 6 is based in Florida.
Oh shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
Joey
no.
goes to prison in Florida. It's a prison called Green.
That's why you wanted to read that one.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, I represent for Florida, man.
Sammy, what's next on your read list? I need to know.
Jujutsu Kaisen, actually.
Are you finally gonna read it? Another series has been bothering you for like a year to read. Read volume 0 before you read volume 1.
Yeah, everyone keeps telling me to read volume 0.
Good.
So I'm probably gonna read volume 0 and then react to chapter 1.
Why wouldn't you react to chapters or volume 0? Just read all volume 0. Dude, volume 0 is excellent. Yes, it does. Yes, it does, Sammy. You can do it. I believe in you.
But yo, I've actually not met one of you here. Josuke?
Me? Oh.
Josuke, D, how you doing? Sammy.
Yo, what up, dude? I've heard of you, I just haven't met you.
Oh yeah, man, yeah. I'm out here in these streets, bro. Just a Black Clover stand type of guy.
Yeah, Sammy missed all of our Black Clover. Yeah. Sammy missed all of our Black Clover chat like an hour later and shows up.
Yeah,
I know Sammy. We talked about it for a good while.
I was expecting Sammy earlier.
Rox, I told you to message me before the live.
Sammy, I messaged you. I added you. I'm pretty sure I DM'd you both on Twitter and on here. And I was like, hey, Sammy.
I personally told you to message
And
me.
here you are oversleeping in your storage unit.
I told Rox to message me on Discord. Rox messages me on
Oh my god. Sammy, I definitely added you. And I was like, hey, Sammy, we're doing stuff now. Sammy, you better read Wraith Master already. God damn. How have you not read How are you gonna review Heroes and not know anything about Wraith Master, my guy?
Dude, it's Heroes.
Yeah, but it's got Wraith Master in it. That's 1/3 of the series.
Yeah, Mashima said he wants to write it, so even people who have never read any of them.
You're not gonna know any of the Wraith Master stuff, though. Come on,
Is that
Sammy.
really how he wants it to be? That'd be wild. Like, imagine not knowing anything about any of the series.
It's gonna be
I
weird.
feel like it would just be confusing.
It's gonna be really weird, but I'm stoked. I'm pretty stoked. Well, I already read the synopsis. I want to know how Aro shows up.
Synopsis for chapter 1?
Yeah, well, that's just like a, hey, here's probably the first 3 pages of description. I mean, I want to know how Haru gets into this, because Natsu and Haru met in a different chapter, but I'm wondering if that canon is, or if that story is going to carry over to this. Because if they've already met...
I'll be right back.
Oh, that's more of like an Easter egg, though. The chapter where they actually met could actually story follow up. Than just Easter egg. Because then it's like, well, Natsu's been in Eden Zero in the background. I want to know, though. I want to know if that story is going to carry over. Because they were brawling.
So
and
you know Massimo doing...
He's doing what?
A universe thing where like everything's based in one universe?
Yeah, it's, Heroes. I told you about it.
Yeah.
It comes out on Tuesday.
Comes out Wednesday, Sammy. Come on.
Well, the
100 Years Quest comes out Tuesday. Heroes comes out Wednesday. Come on, Sammy.
Tuesday as well. Yo,
Yeah, I know.
There's too many series gonna be happening weekly.
Well, the,
Hero, 100 Quest, and Heroes.
oh no, also City Hero and the Happy spinoff.
Ah, fuck that shit.
How have you not? No way, dude. The Happy spinoff is good. The author talks to me sometimes on Twitter.
I've heard.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, he's telling me, he's like, you know what? You might be the best Fairytale fan ever. And I said, you know what? That's true. Definitely don't credit that damn Sammy guy.
What? You did not.
And then he's like, yeah, I've heard about SG Sammy. He's actually, Bashima says how much he doesn't like him. I was like, yeah, I understand.
Absolutely never happened, Rack. You're dreaming.
I'm just
That's messed up.
Sammy, I'm just telling you what happened. I'm not gonna, I don't speak for someone else. I'm just telling you what happened. Just
Tell me to wake up from that nightmare, Jesus.
damn Samuel. Bruh, are you ready for the Heart Kingdom, Sammy? Are we getting into this?
I'm excited. Yo, do you all think that's the water spirit?
Yes, I believe so. It looks like
I
it looks like a spirit.
my
It looks like
suspicions.
how
So the reason that I'm wasn't what's the isn't we get a name for the water spirit? Isn't it like Udine or something of whatever it is? Because Earth is gnome, I think, and then whatever
yeah, it's like
Udine
some
is.
it's a scan out there with the names on like a scan.
The reason that I don't think it is because we already have Belle, who's supposed to be like a fairy, and then I guess it would really depend whatever creature the water spirit is supposed to be. But we got to keep in mind that the freaking she has to know about Asta's devil, so I'm thinking maybe it's the devil, and it's just made to look like a spirit. I don't know.
No, it has elf ears.
So doesn't didn't the demons have pointy ears as well?
Yeah, I think the word devil did have ears.
He had some pointy ears, man.
No, the word devil had ram horns. and
Or
then
it,
the,
or it could be part of her.
has bull horns.
It could also be part of
No,
her magic,
Acid devil
though.
has bull horns, and then the other one has
Did she have horns? Let me look. I don't think she had horns. Couldn't see any. Well, those.
She did have one.
Well, those aren't elf ears. Those are like fish. Weird, like what are those? Are the Zora, whatever from Zelda? Like those, they got like fish ears. Unless those are horns, but they have to be black. I don't know. I mean, it could be. It could easily be either. Is where I'm kind of sitting at, or just nothing, and it's a double,
They're talking about the water spirit.
double complete misdirection, double misdirection. Could be anything. Maybe it's a wizard, Harry.
That's definitely the heart queen. The queen of hearts.
See,
The princess, heart princess.
How is Henry gonna play effect in this journey? Because like he's quote unquote the one that's cursed.
Yeah, Henry. I don't know. Henry's just kind of like. I don't know. Just leave Henry like he is. I like Henry. I like that he's some big magic sponge.
Well, there's other people who are cursed too. Like I don't know. I don't think they're gonna go around trying to like fix everybody's curse.
That would
That'd
be cool.
interesting
Switch to an exorcist manga.
if they did actually.
Status shift. We're an exorcist manga now. We got this.
Just go around fixing all the curses.
Pretty
Yeah,
neat.
but I just thought he would play.
They're fixing curses, and then they can fix William. Fix William first.
Oh no, we don't. No, we can leave William how he is. The only way to fix William is by put him in a cell.
Put him in a cell.
No,
exile.
fix it.
Exile.
Put him in a work camp. Make him like mine coal, break rocks. There you go. Or maybe
More out than he is.
now imagine instead that you don't just say, hey, go to the border and just build big trees, big defensive trees. There you go. That's useful. They drain magic. That'd be pretty sick. What if they surrounded the whole Clover Kingdom with trees that if you touch them, they drain your magic? Look at that.
Talk to anybody. Just kind of just.
No one wants to talk to him.
No one wants to talk to a traitor.
Yeah, he's a.
He,
You go to talk to him, and be
had
like,
good
hey,
reason
did
to
no.
leave and
You,
do what he did.
you go talk to him, and be like, hey, didn't you like risk me dying so you could help some guy that was in your head? Like, oh yeah, all right, get in my face. So you throw mud at him.
And he's gonna be like, I didn't care about you. Petrie and Will and Julius.
So yeah, I had my own friends that were elf people that wanted to kill you. I'm like, thanks, brah. Thanks for trying to kill everybody. Get out of my face. You shun him.
The people of the kingdom love him though.
Yeah, they don't know the truth yet.
Absolutely not.
Can't handle that truth.
Damnation.
They
I
just
don't
have
think
to choose.
that's why I don't tell the damnation everything.
Definitely not. He couldn't have. Because if he did, he would want
William would have been
justice for
first on the
sure.
chopping.
What do you think the whole? Oh, if only. What do you think What do you think the whole plot will be for Damnatio as a character? Like, what do you think he's gonna be up to? Because I think
Watch him be the Black Wolf vice captain.
no. What? Why would he be the vice captain? He's not even in the Magic Knight squad. He's a political dude. Well, I think that
Where was he? I just wondering where was he during the whole alpha? That's my.
We don't know. There was stuff going on all over the place. Well, there was stuff going on all over the place. We don't like because there were way more elves than we saw fighting. But
It makes me wonder how many people were in the Golden Dawn squad for it to just be.
well, they were huge.
all over the place.
They were big. Like, remember we saw their base like right at the start of it. They had like their own castle pretty much.
Yeah, and then like you said, Wada says 50.
Chris Comstock says the Undine is pretty much like the way that it's in paintings is how it looks in in the panel for Black Clover, so it might be. It's believable, definitely.
What is he talking about?
The Undine, the thing that the water spirit is named after, it's the way that it's drawn in like paintings and stuff is exactly how it's drawn in Black Clover. So, I mean, it might as well be. Oh, we were just waiting for a full confirmation.
I never realized that it does look exactly like that. I actually know what this is.
You do?
Spooky fish lady.
Yeah.
It's a Gyarados.
I didn't even like draw that. It's a Gyarados.
It's a rare
Who
Pokemon.
was Gyarados?
The Pokemon.
Pokemon. It's the evolved form of Magikarp.
Big angry fish. You know, he's like,
That
hey, he's
big blue mean thing. It looked
he's ready to get revenge for everyone making fun of him. He's pissed off. Oh.
It's kind of
every
weird
day.
that was evolved from Magikarp.
What? How's that weird? Everyone knows that. How do you not know that?
Because I'm a Pokemon stan, and the fact that Quan do that over me is kind of...
That's like one of the most like that. I feel like that's like one of the most base Pokemon knowledge. That's like knowing who
Yeah, of
Pikachu
course.
is.
A Magikarp is like literally every...
That sad kid is like, my dad got me this for my birthday, and he throws a Magikarp out. I remember that poor. That's what Pokemon Diamond. Poor kid. Well, anyway.
Or there's like the one dude who's like selling them.
Oh yeah, that
in-
son of a bitch.
In one of the first games.
Yeah, that jerk.
They even give you one in a couple.
I'd rather get some
Like us,
cooler.
it's like just like innocent kids pay for a Magikarp. Like
Oh yeah, let me
That'd be a sick life for.
rip off.
Huh?
what's it? Yo Rex.
What?
Captain with the least amount of stamina. Who do you think it is?
Least amount of stamina?
Gosh.
Dorothy. She just falls asleep.
Not necessarily the least amount of stamina, but like who consumes the most stamina? Yes, Quan, I heard you.
I feel like it's Dorothy.
This is. I already know where this is going.
Oh.
Because I feel Marileona have huge stamina problems.
Marileona? I don't know. I mean, she's got to have high level of just straight mana control because she's got mana zone.
Well, it's not necessarily that. I feel like her attacks consume more stamina than anybody else's attacks. Any other captain.
I'm trying to think about because like her barrage is literally just a multitude of her Calidus Brachiums. She's just thrown out in the hundreds.
Yeah, with her mana zone up.
Yeah, or I mean, I guess yeah, with her Purgatory because this is her biggest attack. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, the reason I think Yuno is staying behind, I think Yuno is gonna be kind of like doing some detective work, kind of like trying to, like maybe while they're out doing Kingdom stuff, Yuno is dealing with Damnatio maybe. He's doing like intelligence.
About Yuno and Zora, man. They're just like
Yuno not being there.
I'm so pissed off Zora's gone.
Yeah, Yuno not being there, I'm kind of like, yeah, we don't always get Yuno. We just had a huge arc where Yuno was a pretty key focus. But Zora not being in there, I'm just... But we
Yuno's just definitely turning into Sasuke slowly but surely.
But it just seems
Whoa, I
weird
don't
that
know
we
that.
wouldn't have seen at like just like at all in that in between part.
When you talking about when Asta was about to get clapped.
But yeah, well, yeah, it was like from Asta being on trial to people's reactions to like just the in between, like like 'cause we saw Klaus and like most, it just seems weird that we wouldn't have seen at least a shot of him.
Because the last thing we saw of Yuno, he was helping rebuilding the capital, right?
yeah,
Didn't even see him there.
Like I thought we saw him in the panel with him and
I think so.
Bill
Well,
and stuff.
we brought this up yesterday. Like, it would be 100% in Zora's character if he just didn't tell anybody, and he's just gonna like walk out of the ship whenever they land. Like, oh yeah, it's not like I wanted to go on an adventure with you guys, but I'm here.
Just like, or if he stayed hidden the whole time, like almost about to die. Just, yeah. What you got, man?
Till some action happens.
Bounce back, baby.
He needs it. I believe it. He's just been he's gone ahead. He's just laying traps everywhere. The ship is gonna be attacked. He's gonna have it buffed up, and he's just gonna be ready to deal with everybody coming at him.
They're gonna need it because this lady, she don't. She's gonna let Austin need peace.
All these older women are really hungering for him. Maybe
Yeah,
She said hungry.
she's the next.
Oh, they're
she's gonna
hungry.
be a part of his harem next.
yeah, the Witch Queen, the Heart Princess. He's got to chalk them up. Somebody needs to get that fan art going. The Witch.
We gotta see her first. We gotta be able to get her.
We don't need to see her face. We see her hands. We got her lower body.
That's enough. That's more than enough.
Yeah, we got her lower body.
What if she be like exactly a Charlotte?
Oh gosh.
She kind of has that figure, like the Charlotte type figure too.
Well,
See it.
I'm wondering if she's gonna relate to anybody or if she's gonna be fully new, kind of like be her own thing. But I also am kind of like, I'm kind of wondering if that's even water around her, if she's actually. I have my like a weird theory that she's somehow related to Aesir. Like, what if she is Aesir, and she has the spirit? Because we know that she's cursed by, Megicule is the only named devil. Maybe more special than others. Maybe she's been sitting on the throne at the Heart Kingdom this whole time. I don't know. Could be.
Having the water spirit would to be honest, the reason why I think it's the water spirit is because the fog that surrounds the Heart Kingdom. I'm guessing like once this arc is over, Noelle gets the water spirit, the fog gets lifted or something.
Because
Oh, Noelle do not need to get the water spirit.
Shat is gonna.
Hope she doesn't get it either.
She's getting it.
I mean, here's the thing. She's gonna get it. She's definitely gonna get it at some point. I don't think she should get it anytime soon. I think this should be way later down the line. 'Cause she's already pretty powerful.
She doesn't really need it though.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
she's
she's so
already-
strong.
Yeah, this is something she should save up for later. This is something I think she should get later. Like Austin, like jump heavily. Maybe the time where it's like characters are starting to like set up to be captains, and that's her thing to kind of like jump up. She gets the water spirit,
Yeah, like or they become friends with the Heart Kingdom.
but
The
maybe
Heart Kingdom gets attacked, and the princess like dies somehow in that attack. The water spirit awakens to Noelle, and that's how the Clover Kingdom finds out that the Heart Kingdom got attacked.
the water spirit isn't power. Maybe because it looks just like AOE. Maybe control. Something that would actually be more beneficial than Noelle, because she already has like very high attack power. She's already got like pretty good defense.
It would be interesting though, like if the water spirit was not like didn't add any like extra strength per se.
I think it's gotta have some strength. It's just not like Fuegoleon and Merlio and what I mean, of like the boosts they got.
So you don't think she'll get spirit dive?
I think she'll get a spirit dive as long as it's confirmed that spirit magic.
Oh, that's too much. That's too
She
much.
doesn't even need it. Yeah, like
Imagine
she
it.
doesn't even need all that.
I mean, eventually.
They'll enhance her Valkyrie armor.
I think eventually she
I
will.
can see that. I can see that. But enough spirit dive, I don't like. I think that's too
Top
much.
of Valkyrie, she has so much already.
Valkyrie dress, freaking Mana being compared to Julius. That's a lot
Yeah,
already.
like, she has a lot going for her, like as is.
But I like what Ray said. Like it's something that comes later, maybe.
Well, yeah, because Tabata is playing this out. He said that he's perfectly fine going as long as Naruto or One Piece, and I fully believe it because we're at like 200 chapters, over 200 chapters. We've only done one kingdom. There's 3 more, plus the Land of the Sun where Dragami's from, plus in every other place beyond the continent that they're on. Because the Spade Kingdom is connected to other land masses. We just haven't seen them yet.
And it's like bigger than everything else is too. Like,
Yeah, maybe the reason.
If you look at the map that Gordon's pop showed, there's a lot of interesting like landmarks on that map.
There's a bunch of crazy stuff that's being set up. Tabata definitely has like his head in the game for a long run. That's what I keep saying. Like, you see all these people bring up like some series like doing better in sales than Black Clover. I'm like, yeah, but these series that only are gonna last like 3 to 4 years. Tabata's in it for the long haul. Like he's going for he's going in for.
Kimetsu no Yaiba probably finishes next year. Promised Neverland finishes next year.
Yeah.
Attack on Titan finishes next year.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think.
Kimetsu no Yaiba. I don't see Kimetsu no Yaiba lasting probably next year for sure.
Probably early next year. I don't think
The last arc.
My Hero.
Definitely the last arc.
Well, I don't think My Hero can go as long as Black Clover 2, because we already have a main villain, and we already have like all the kind of things linked to him.
The author of My Hero said that they didn't want it to be like mad long either.
And can we also point out, One Piece didn't start selling extremely well until Enies Lobby.
That's a fact.
Did it really?
It's even a little bit past that. Like some people even argue that it didn't start selling until the whole Whitebeard thing.
Oh, I know Marine Ford. That was like the highest selling, wasn't it? Like 31 million or something absurd.
Yeah, it was
It was crazy.
It started with like pretty much just after Enies Lobby.
What were the sales like before that? What was ahead of it? I haven't looked at anything before when One Piece was.
Before One Piece took over as #1, I think it was JoJo's.
Was it?
It was either JoJo or Yu Yu Hakusho.
I'm gonna just like top manga sales. I also put 2003. Let's see. Top 2003. What was number 3?
That's such a random year.
Enies Lobby.
Oh, I'm looking.
The 374, 375.
Well, I'm trying to figure out.
Hell yeah.
I'm trying to figure out where it was.
Like literally.
No, 2003. One Piece was #1 at 2.6 million. And that's where it was at #1. Hunter x Hunter was at second with 1.5. Oh my, yeah, sales were sales have jumped like heavily since that. This is why I always like when I see like people complaining about like pirating and stuff, but it's like you look at this is what it was like in 2003, and now this is like 2.6 will maybe get you in the top 10. I mean, good jump back 2001.
Might not.
Well, it's because
Yeah.
like anime and manga are starting to become.
Yes.
It's getting real big.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a hit and miss for me because some people is just doing it for like just to get a part of that community.
Looks
Some
like
people's genuine with it, I guess.
I'm trying to look. Hunter x Hunter, Vagabond. I'm trying to find top 10. I want to find a top 10 one. 2002 top 10. One Piece was still in 2002.
Like the 90, because One Piece started in like 96.
Well, I was trying to like get like its early years. Just like where did it start booming? Where did it kind of like become its thing? In 2000, One Piece was #1 with only 871,000. Damn, dude, sales.
Like, that's really low.
Sales now. This just makes me like when I hear like pirating and stuff like they're still hitting millions, and then I hear people saying like, "Man, something is out selling Black Clover. Like, how is it even successful?" Like, it's still selling millions. It still sold 10 million in less than 5 years. It's still doing really good.
Oh, back what you were saying about My Hero not lasting that long. Black Clover does a really good job of world building.
Yeah.
My Hero just doesn't have that world building.
Well, it's just mostly set up in Japan.
Yeah,
I mean,
if
it's.
I'm not mistaken, they mentioned America a couple times.
Well, I know the first movie is definitely canon. I don't know about the second movie. And then it takes place like an island off like right off of Florida or something. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Close to Florida. Florida represent.
Hey, Florida, baby. I'm telling you, man, we out here.
I just don't think it'll last as long because like they already have the main villains set up with Tamura. Like Deku already has like all his powers like lined up, getting ready to be controlled.
6 quirks, baby.
I thought it was 7. Is it 6?
This is 6.
I could have sworn it was 7. Oh, there's.
What if he awakened his own quirk that is like theorized?
Oh, I would be so annoyed if you.
I don't. Oh, I'm hoping. I don't. Yeah, that'll be kind of weird. Well, their theory is that he ended up getting it taken away because the doctor that tells me doesn't have a quirk in chapter 1 is that old dude that talks to Tamura, Eggman looking guy.
That they brought him back because I hated that theory so much, and I've seen him again, and I was just like, wow, this theory might actually have some like it might be
It
like
might
right.
hold some weight to it, huh?
Well,
Yeah, it might actually because it seemed like it's so out there.
Well, I am hoping that Asta eventually gets his own sword. I'm hoping he gets a 6th sword. Maybe gets a 6-leaf clover. Huh?
Yo, he like they fight a demon with huge horns enough to like craft a sword out of demon.
Ah, that would be sick.
Playing way too much Monster Hunter. Okay.
Yeah, I've been playing way too much Monster.
You could do it. What would be the best buff for Asta? Would it be like every time he cuts a spell, it gives him like a buff, makes him faster and stronger?
I think the OPest thing Tabata can give Asta is anti-monazone.
That would be pretty crazy. But could you imagine when it's like every time he cuts a spell, it absorbs it and then just makes him physically stronger?
That would be like that's like Charmin level.
This Asta he's gonna continuously get more powerful as he fights.
Wolf, bro. That's pretty much Charmin's wolf.
What kind of sword would he have? What would be the perfect Asta sword? Just some sick berserk great sword.
Like he needs a long katana, a long sword.
Get something wild.
Make him just be like Yami.
Well, not because it's a long sword. Like that just goes back to Monster Hunter.
I don't know. I think he need. I think he. It has to be a great sword. I like that Asta is a short dude and he's got this big ass sword.
He kind of already has a great sword though.
Yeah, yeah. The demon slaying sword is a great sword. But I like that about him. I like that he's got. It's as big as he is.
That sword and shield combo. The sword
Yeah.
Oh god. Nah, but the Black Divider is definitely.
Yeah. Well, it was a great sword already, dude.
So sick.
Yeah, I'm wondering. What do you think the?
Midoriya wouldn't even be able to pick that up.
I think he could pick it up. How much does there any canon like statement how much it weighs? He should be able. He picked up. He picked up
Like struggling to pick it up.
Well, Deku lifted up that. He held up that big iron pillar. I think he could pick it up. I think he could pick it up.
Well, Soul was able. Well, somehow Soul was able to get that sword off of Kirsch at one point.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe that it can
So
be
it can't
moved.
be like, and it can't, and it couldn't be that heavy, or else it would have crushed Kirsch when he was like knocked out. Like he would have
Maybe if
because
I
Asta
slammed
left it
it
on top
down,
of.
he just placed it on top of.
I don't think it's
He
that
did
heavy.
fall on
I
that.
think it's heavy for a sword. I don't think it's like Guts' sword that weighs 400 pounds.
Yeah, no. Get out.
Deck,
That
Deck,
much sword
Deku
really
could.
weighs?
Yeah, it weighs 400 pounds statement, but in like the actual math that people put into it, I think it weighs like 800 or something.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, it's a
Sword.
big ass sword.
By himself, bro.
That was with a different sword. That was a plain sword. He just had a big ass sword at that point. He didn't have the Dragon Slayer.
That was what his Dragon Slayer.
No, that wasn't the hundreds. No, that was long. He didn't get the Dragon Slayer until like a while after that.
Oh wow.
That was just
But
his
that
old
sword
sword.
in those woods was huge as hell.
Yeah, that was just like a big broadsword.
Dude, he tricked the girl Quan. He was like, "Yo, go get help. I'm gonna just keep them occupied. I promise you, I'm not gonna fight." And the girl's like, "You promise you're not gonna fight?" He's
Oh
like,
yeah, he's just like
as soon as she left, bro,
started
she
slaughtering
comes
people.
back. Like we didn't even see we didn't see the fight. She just comes back, and then it's just all the soldiers are dead, and it's just Guts in the middle of a pile of dead soldiers, just standing there like, "Yo,
Dude,
what you
Guts is a badass. You guys need to read more Berserk. Come on.
He's a beast, man. Do not watch that horrible anime. Like that
No.
2012 bull.
Just read the manga. That's a sad one. You get like these guys who have like really good art, and then it's like the animes they get. It's just like, oh, it's 3D animation junk.
One Piece. I mean, Black Clover definitely falls in that category.
Oh yeah.
Cause the manga art is amazing.
You get that for
I don't really know how to draw.
well, you get that for Fairytale too. You get like cheap animation that looks like it was done in MS Paint, and then you see like Hiromishima's artwork, and it looks great. Sammy, mostly watching the anime, you
What?
fiend. Goddamn
Oh,
Samuel.
Sammy's an anime guy.
Sammy, I don't think he touched Fairytale until the Alvarez arc. Like outside the anime, and I just gotta give him shit for it.
No. I caught up after Tartaros ended in the sub.
Yes, that's where did you start reading the manga? So like, yeah, I said I said Alvarez. That's right after Tartaros. God damn it,
What's like the one arc you don't like in Fairytale?
Atlas. Wait, are we counting the anime? Are we counting the anime or just canon?
Yeah.
He's talking about me.
Oh, it's talking about me.
I'm talking about both of you.
Are we talking canon, or are we talking about canon or in the anime included? Because if it's anime included, oh, if it's anime included, it's that stupid Daphne arc, because that arc makes no sense.
Key of the Starry Heaven, that one?
Sammy, get the hell out of here. The Daphne arc is so dumb, it makes no sense. It's so silly.
No, the worst arc got to be when the celestial spirits came to like the real world.
I
And
don't-
Neo was leading them.
Oh, you talking about Clips?
Yes.
No, dude,
Yes.
the Daphne arc is way worse. The Daphne
That
arc,
got to be the worst arcs, bro.
I don't think it's
Fucking
I don't think
Nazis
it's
are the
canon.
Celestial Wizard King against planetary flames, exploding flame edge.
I mean, that's just a name. That's not a power level. But that's just a cool little power that he got. The Daphne arc makes no sense. You have this chick who just somehow sees a dragon free roaming around, which is completely nonsensical with the canon, and then she turns the whole town invisible. Nobody dispels it, even though dispelling magic is a thing. And then like Natsu runs across him as a kid, forgets about it, and then Gray's like, "Well, I'm gonna risk all of Magnolia." Just to say, hey, Natsu, remember this thing you forgot. And that was it. He just decides, like, oh yeah, if people die in this, it's not a big deal.
Oh,
And it was like,
that arc. Yeah, I like that arc, bro.
it makes no sense in the canon.
I like the fact that Gray, what they thought, everybody thought Gray was like evil.
But it's like, why would Gray risk, the people in the town of this chick who's got a dragon mech and all this crazy shit, just to say, instead of saying like, hey, Natsu, how about you go do that? Or like saying, hey, Magic Council, this is a thing. Somebody go dispel this guy. It makes no sense in the canon, and that's what bothers the hell out of me. I hate that arc. If we're talking about canon, I'd go Edalus. Just because Edalus had like no impact on the story. Like the overall world for an alternate universe stuff, and it's like almost nothing came out of it.
Yeah,
Almost nothing came out of Edalus. Yeah.
Panther Lily,
So
right?
what?
We learned the origins of the cats.
That's
Oh,
small
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Like, what did that affect for the story though?
We learned the origin of the cats.
I don't really like that arc as well. Like,
That's
I
not
really
that
like
important, and that didn't have anything to tie in like the other ones.
Is that the arc where we went and got Cat Lily?
Yeah, that's like the only. That's like the only thing of the arc that was like cool is that because Gajil's whole wanting a cat was really cool for his character. It was funny. He was badass at it too.
The goat butler. Well, he's a celestial spirit.
Yeah, Capricorn. No, that was Sirius Island.
Oh.
Edalus was when they went to the alternate universe. That it's just the fact that it was an alternate universe where the characters for the most part gained nothing. Like they like.
Lisana was there too, right?
Lisana came back to do almost nothing. She has like
Exactly.
she does like nothing in this. The only thing that she's really done is
She did a little something in the arc when they was fighting against the demons, the curse magic.
she like wrestled with Lammy and that's it. And then she's like a silly character whose like whole thing is spinning. But
Like, I ain't gonna lie, I shipped her and Natsu. Like,
the only thing that Lisana really has is she gave Mira Jane some good character parts after it. But like Lisana does like nothing. They didn't gain anything really because like they went into this world where they didn't have powers.
Oh my god, Lisana is so fucking useless.
They had to. They're like, hey, we don't have our powers. We have to use these other things. Like Natsu got a fire sword, and Wendy got that little magic bullet, and then they didn't. Nothing happened out of it. They didn't gain like a second skill. Natsu didn't. Then it's like, hey, we carry this extra weapon for whatever reason or something. There was like there's no lessons to be learned. The characters just went. They had a cool like adventure. There was some good fights. It was fun, but it impacted the world almost like nothing. I mean, look at something like the Grand Magic Games. Like you had all this like character moments. You had all this world building. They had stuff with the dragons.
versus his dad's guild is one of the best moments in Fairytale.
I loved it for Laxus. But I get salty because Raventail it got thrown away and they were hyped up. There was a lot of their hype was like the fan base hyped the shit out of them, but like they never got a lot of inverse hype. But I didn't understand why Hiroshima decided just to kind of get rid of him after he'd set him up. I think he just didn't want to do anything.
Again, I was definitely expecting.
What happened to Raventail in the final arc?
Well, Flair was the only one because Flair was just hanging out in her village with the giants. That's pretty much it.
The giants that was frozen solid.
But they had there's that guy that was shown in Raventail at the initial like display of their guilds, and then never was seen again. The dude with the staff. He had like a little frog staff, and after that, he never got shown. I don't know.
You know who else never got shown? Obra, who said we will meet again.
Obra was. I mean, he was seen at the end of the arc. He was with Zareth, but like never seen again. And then Franmarth was, he was alive at the end of Tartarus, and then never again. But he's dead now. And if Obra was an Aetherius, then he's definitely dead now. 100% dead. Rip. I miss so many of them. I have my long theories of how Mardgeir and Wall could come back, but I need Nightheart to get out of prison. I need him to get busted out so bad. And then I could maybe get him back. Because Wall's a robot. As long as he uploads himself into a new body, he's fine. And then Mardgeir could probably build a new body. He already had Hell's Core.
That sounds like FF in JoJo.
I need it. There's a way. There's a way for them to exist again. And it's fun because it's two characters that are probably my favorites, and yet It'll probably never happen. I mean, maybe Marred Gear, because Hiramashima seems to like Marred Gear. It could happen. I miss him. I miss him so much. Tartarus is definitely like my favorite arc in Fairytale, though.
Is there anybody in One Piece that can hang out with Natsu?
Do you mean like hangout or do you mean fight wise?
Yeah, fight wise.
No.
Like Tango.
Hell no. Not after.
Natsu.
Not after he got his Savage Dragon Fire. Like he got like crazy Hax Fire, and now he's way more powerful now, and he's already set up.
Luffy couldn't hang with Natsu.
No way, he would melt him. Well, I don't want to spoil anything in 100 Years Quest for you, though, so I gotta be careful on that one. But, like, I'll just say that Natsu's been set up... Where he's set up now, like, he'd wash Kaido, like, no problem. Like, no effort. I mean, there's his fire, so it's Savage Dragon Fire already, but that doesn't, that's not something he could just use at any point. But I'll tell you, recent events, like, he would wash the living hell out of Kaido. He would run through him. No, he wouldn't.
Arthur would clap Natsu.
No, he wouldn't. He would get one shot. He'd get punched out. Then he's getting beat up right now by a dude, but with like inferior fire.
If he doesn't, like I see if Natsu goes half dragon form, whatever that form's
No way. Natsu would
and Arthur
bash him.
imagination goes crazy.
No man, Natsu's way more powerful than Arthur. Where's Arthur sitting right now in stats? Where's Arthur sitting in stats right now? Isn't he like... Because he doesn't scale up to that crazy level that, like, the Pillar gets. Like, he's got, like, that crater on the moon shit. Where does he sit right now?
He fought against Shinra in the pillar form, but Shinra didn't...
Well, yeah, Shinra's his speed. He's not power.
He didn't do his whole
There's...
life
Yeah,
thing, so.
Arthur's getting smacked by
But Arthur
Natsu.
watched-
No way.
Remember when Shinra was in the pillar form, but he was going crazy because the chick was in his head? Like,
Well, was that his pillar stuff? I remember because I don't think he had that weird particle fire thing going on. I don't know.
No, he didn't use that.
Yeah, that's what.
It was pillar form because he had the girl was lending him lessons.
I mean, that's what he needs. He needs to have that particle fire stuff in order to really compete with some of these bigger guys. But there's no way Arthur's not standing up with Natsu. Natsu's flicking that dude. He's not very strong right now. He's still really low.
Like, what about Sting and Rogue?
No. Sting and Rogue.
What?
Sting and Rogue. Listen to this right here. Let's keep this in mind. Keep this in mind. Well, no. Individually is different. Because Sting and Rogue canonically are stronger when they're together. Because they're all about duo. Because did you read their spinoff?
No, I didn't know they had one.
No, they have a spinoff. They're actually stronger when they fight as a duo. Well, no, yeah.
Isn't that most people, if you fight as a duo, you...
Oh no, they have like they just get stronger by like being within vicinity of each other.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But no, that made that whole like layout for when Natsu fought them, that made a way more sense like later in the arc when you thought about it, because Sabretooth was only on top because of like Kagura never fought seriously. Ichigo was like impossible to get him to fight seriously. Jura never fought in the Grand Magic Games. Like, all the people that were contenders for them never competed. And, like, Sting and Rogue was, like, 7 years plus 7, 14. They were, like, 19, 20. They weren't killing a dragon at, like, 3 to 4 years old. A lot of their hype was, like, easily, kind of debunked once you eventually got enough evidence for it. So Natsu running through them like he did.
Sting and Rogue should be 7 years older than Natsu.
No, they aren't. What do you mean? They were...
Natsu's trapped in time for 7 years.
Well, yeah, they were as old as Wendy was when they got sent to the future. And Wendy was... Yeah, Sammy! God damn it.
Sammy!
God damn it, Sammy.
Oh, dude, I've been confused about this part, like, for so long.
They were as old as Wendy. Because don't you remember Sting's flashback? Like, he was, like, when he was, like, 12... When he was, like, 12, Natsu was, like, famous. Well, no, when Natsu... Yeah, well, when he was... Because when he had the whole thing, when Natsu was, like, infamous and, getting all his credibility as the Salamanders, Sting was, like, 12. And then the time skip happened, and then he was, like, around the same age. Come on, Samuel. What are you doing? disappointing me once again.
Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender. No,
Dude,
not Aang.
I was
Aang
gonna
could
say,
probably get washed.
oh yeah, Avatar characters aren't very durable. I mean, they got some like Avatar's got some high. No, do they have like do they have any crazy stuff going on in there?
The most craziest thing is bloodbending.
Yeah, it's not a whole lot. Well, cause like they have some pretty impressive power feats, but I don't know any like big like showings
Like
of
one dude, like,
moving islands and stuff. They moved that small island.
yeah, nah, he was able to, like, didn't he, like, do something with a comic?
I don't know. Did they?
Oh, you know where he like got a power boost from
Yeah,
the
from, like,
comic?
when he
Well,
got his comic book, like,
that's just in the vicinity. Like it's, Sozin's comet just gives firebenders a boost.
yeah, that's what I mean. He got like a hella boost.
But I think the
boost is crazy.
no I think
boost
the
was ridiculous. That
I
he got.
think the biggest feat in Avatar is when Avatar Kyoshi moved her island. She moved that little island out in the middle of the ocean.
But when they just like straight separated the islands.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, the one guy's powerful as hell too. The one Earthbender, Buggy, I think his name was.
Oh, Boomy,
Wanna be the clown?
King Boomy, not
Nah.
well, yes.
Nah, not Buggy the clown.
Well, hey, first off, Buggy is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Second
Buggy's
off,
amazing.
I've never finished Avatar.
and
You gotta finish it.
finish
Sammy.
original, finish the Aang one. You can do without Korra. I didn't like Korra. Korra as a character. Korra bothered me because like they had like what Mako, he was cool, and then Bolin was cool, and then Mako became irrelevant in the 4th season.
super relevant.
Like he just was there. Bolin was cool, and then they didn't like. Korra was just like she just bothered the hell out of me, and then they made her a lesbian in the last 5 minutes for no reason, just to say that they did. Like ha ha ha! Look what we did. I'm like,
I didn't know that.
you didn't know that?
Nah, I didn't. I never watched Finish Core.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Korra was so good. That one's like, yeah.
No, Korra has better villains. Korra's cast though, like she as a character, like Aang is a little bit of a pussy, but it's because he's a monk and he's likable. But Korra was just annoying. Like she's like, hey, it's like, hey, her dad, who she's known forever, and then it's like she's giving up him for her uncle that she met like a week before. She's like, well, I guess I trust him more now, and it's like, what are you doing? Why are you so stupid?
Well, no, cause like Korra's whole, well, like, cause, like her whole character is like she just hates like authority, like a lot, and her dad, and so like any time there was a like out to authority, she'd just be for it. It's like it makes sense for like her character to me at least.
I mean, eventually though, wouldn't she learn? They'll be like, hey, this happened. This went really bad the last 2 times. Can you please?
She was like what, like 18? I mean, when I was 18, I was still doing dumb stuff after dumb stuff.
Yeah, but she's the Avatar. She's got like all this training. She's got all these smart people to talk to.
It's like it's because she's the Avatar that there's like this huge expectation that she puts on herself that she should be doing. That like,
I mean, I got how it worked in like season 1, but like in season 2, when she's falling for the same villain tricks, and I'm like, you just quit.
I definitely think she shouldn't have fell for like what her uncle tried to pull.
Yeah,
She should have been able.
I liked the third season. I thought was great, and then I didn't care for the 4th one at all. Other than Bolin, and then what was the inventor dude's name? Those 2 were awesome, but other than that, I don't really care for
I forget his
that
name.
dude. Yeah, that dude was awesome, and then yeah, and Bolin was cool as hell. He got lava bending and shit. That was pretty sick. But like,
the first season was my favorite with like Amon.
I don't know, man. Season 3, I like season 3. I didn't like how they beat Zahir. I thought that was dumb. They just got a bunch of like he was like the highest level airbender that like pretty much exist on the thing, without having to be the Avatar. Like he could just free range fly, because he was that. He literally ripped the air out of somebody's lungs and choked them to death. I mean, he was a badass.
To be fair, I wouldn't say he was the best because he was losing to Tenzin until his like people jumped in and like they had to jump him.
Was that before he learned how to fully fly? Because
That was before
he learned how like the highest form of airbending, and he could just fully fly. The dude is a beast. And then like they just had like, hey, look, here's like 7 airbending like novices, and they're gonna beat him. And I'm like, come on. Avatar State. Like, if they set him up,
Even
I'm
him-
just like... And his whole crew was
I mean,
awesome.
but,
He
like,
had
even
a...
him being at the level he even was kind of crazy for the amount of time.
Well,
that
that's because he
had
was... He already knew, like, all their teachings beforehand. Because he was super spiritual. He was all about airbending teachings.
Yeah, and somebody in the chat said Aang was 12.
Yeah, Aang was a little kid, but Aang was way more mature than Korra, and he was, he's able to figure stuff out way quicker too. It was the fact that after season 1, it's like obviously she's a novice, she's not gonna have a lot of like crazy adventure, like experience. It was season 2 that really bothered the hell out of me, and then season 3 was really good, and then season 4 I was just like, I don't care anymore. I watched it and I didn't really care. It's like, yeah, you're fighting a giant robot in Avatar. Wow. Remember you fought a giant spirit person 2 seasons ago?
Wait, so like, did you not like Kuvira, the villain of that season?
Was that season 4? Was that the last
Yeah,
one?
season 4.
No, I didn't care about her at all.
Yeah, the last.
I didn't. No, the only
versus Aang.
Gray's just gonna ice the living shit out of him. Gray can freeze.
Yeah, say
Gray can literally freeze wind.
I don't know what Gray he's talking about. He said Gray versus Aang having everybody.
I assume no. So both of those, I'm gonna go both Grays because there's Gray from Fairytale that I'm going with. Gray would wash him, but Gray from Black Clover would be hilarious because she just keeps switching all his elements around. He doesn't know what to do. He's like messing up his stances. She's just trolling the shit out of him, constantly breaking him.
I
If
don't
we're
know
talking
what
about
to bend.
adult Aang that got blood bending, whoa, he clapping. He clapping that great.
Did he get bloodbending?
Yeah, in the comics.
I didn't read the comics. I wanted to read the comics only because I wanted to see like
I didn't read
Azula
them
do
too
stuff.
There's like a really good YouTuber that breaks down and reviews the comics. That I watched all of his videos pretty much.
I just wanted to see what happened to Azula. She's like the one of the only people I really liked.
Azula just drifts.
It was weird, 'cause, like, after-
drifts off.
Yeah, cause like in the one comic where they go to find like their mom, like where they go to find Zuko and Azula's mom, like she was a part in that, but after that she like
Yeah, she.
I don't know why. I mean, like if you were writing it, I don't know how you wouldn't want to use this character. Like she was really cool. She had
She really was.
crazy ass. She had all this influence. She had a cool
she
crew
had a
too.
huge- like
She's
a fan favorite too. Like
Yeah,
I
her
don't
crew,
know.
I definitely loved her crew a lot. The one chick who was like in love with Zuko, she was one of my favorites.
May.
No,
Was-
May was the other one.
Was it?
Ty
No,
Lee.
Ty Lee. Yeah, Ty Lee was the martial arts
Ty
chick.
Lee.
She was the circus
Oh.
girl.
Oh, okay, yeah, then it was May, I guess.
she didn't care for me. She was so drab like all the time.
I think that's why I liked her, cause she was like a she's like goth type. She was gothic.
She didn't have a lot of time for any of their shit.
Oh yeah, she had
Exactly.
0 time.
Exactly.
Ty Lee was cool too, though. Yeah, I liked their crew. I thought they were sick. They were running around like giant lizards and stuff. They had a robot tank.
Yeah, like giant rhino lizards. Yeah, it was pretty.
But the Legend of Korra, the third season, like that, Zahir's whole crew was awesome. He had a lava bender. He had the water bender that had no arms, so she just had like aquatic like tentacles and stuff. He had the chick who was a combustion bender. See that was a
Shit, I didn't know
I
that.
was
you not
actually
see that?
shocked. Yeah,
that the way they killed her, yeah, that was crazy. They because
it
they
was
put a
weird.
metal
It was
sheet
for
around.
like for like an avatar.
Yeah, they put a metal sheet around her head when she did her combustion bending and blew her head up. Like they went wild. Like they did a lot of crazy
That was
stuff.
One of the few times I had like an actual reaction. I was like, "Whoa!" Like,
I mean, yeah, it was really unexpected. I liked about season 3. Season 3 like didn't feel like the same series. They went dark. They were doing a bunch of crazy
Yeah.
stuff. Like he,
it was like way dark.
like, yeah, Zahir chokes somebody out
Like,
on
people
screen.
died, like,
Zahir chokes somebody out on screen. He kills the Earth Queen on screen.
multiple.
The Earth Queen. I might gotta.
Yeah,
look at that
he
season
he
three.
pulls all the air out of her lungs and chokes her to death. He's
She
crazy.
just dies. Like,
Yeah, dude's wild.
it was kind
I
of
might gotta go
wild.
check season 3 out. Never got past season 1.
Just skip season
How are
2.
you not hooked on
Skip season 2.
How are you not hooked on season 1? Amon was my favorite Korra
I
villain.
don't think I even got that far.
Amon was pretty
Man,
cool.
Scary.
He's intimidating. I liked when you didn't know he was a
like-
bender. That was the coolest part about
like,
him.
Cause I liked it because he like kidnapped her and was like I really could take your bending now, but I'm just not. And then just put her back, and then she was like spooked and having nightmares. Like really.
Dude's a beast. And the cabbage guy, that was the biggest betrayal. Damn cabbage man.
Yeah.
Fairytale.
Oh, Sammy returned.
Nah, I've been here the whole time.
Damn Samuel.
Just in the background doing some research.
What are you
Apparently
researching?
Fortnite got shut down.
What? Oh yeah, I heard about that. What happened? What happened with Fortnite?
It got shut down.
Why?
I don't know, it got consumed by a black hole.
Oh, is it some game event?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought something happened. Like I don't know.
What was shut down?
I guess like the Fortnite game.
Fortnite
There's
was
some
really
event.
shut down.
It's like some game event. I thought it was something crazy, like some
Oh, yeah,
crazy
they was-
conspiracy.
somebody was saying, like, they was gonna stop working on it. Like, oh, they finally stopped making money off it. Huh?
They'll never stop making money off
Probably
that game.
making less.
I don't know. I don't play Fortnite, but like I see like the events they do, and I can see why people like it. Like they do a lot of crazy stuff. Like they said,
No, kids are still buying tons of skins.
they just had an event
Still
where you
throwing
can be.
money.
They just had an event where you can be Batman. So I'm just like, I can see where this game is still relevant. Like Fortnite was fun, but like that game was took
One
for
of the-
or not Fortnite. PlayerUnknown's Battleground. That game took forever to update. I don't think it even got to the
I want
zombies.
to say with that Batman event, one of the locations in Fortnite is like it's like Gotham themed, like right now.
Yeah, the reason the things that they do is like I could understand why that game's still relevant. Didn't they have an event where there was like a giant robot fighting a kaiju or something?
Yeah, I
Oh
saw
yeah,
that.
they've done quite
Yeah.
a lot of it.
Yeah, I see a lot of they do a lot of weird stuff, so I can see why people still like it.
Or the Thanos one was kind of cool too. Where you
Yeah.
could get the Infinity Gauntlet and be Thanos for a little bit.
The Emilian Glove. It's gonna be intense. I gotta make sure Sammy you don't let up on that Jujutsu Kaisen read. I gotta make sure Josuke doesn't pull up on that Chainsaw Man read. I don't even know what I'm gonna bother Quan to read, but I gotta figure something out. I gotta pester you with something. Unless you haven't read Chainsaw Man or Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh, I gotta refresh my page. Why is Discord being so wonky lately? Oh, there we go. Discord keeps cutting out. I don't know what's up with Discord.
Discord cut out. That was really weird.
My Discord's being
Yeah, like
wonky.
you got like mad. I was like, what even happened?
I don't know. Discord is just being
What's going on? Yo,
unfortunate.
I
So
think this might be it. Discord's dying.
maybe.
Yeah.
Is it back now for real?
Yeah, it looks like it's back. Well, it's already been over 2 hours. I'll probably end the stream a little bit. I want to have
Thanks for having me though.
yeah.
And it's nice to meet you guys.
Sammy if he showed up actually on
Man, I
time.
met you already.
Sammy doesn't remember things. He lives in a storage unit. The fumes end up getting to his head.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I don't remember.
Sammy!
I remember Quants. Quants was in the last live stream, but I don't think
Yeah.
Josuke was.
Yeah, it's my first time. Man.
Yeah, I really want to do like a Black Clover group stream at least once a month, and then talk about events. Broku was busy, so he couldn't be here. We gotta talk about some of the upcoming events. I mean, the next one, we'll be deep into Heart Kingdom. Hopefully, getting some new characters. Maybe finding out some new stuff.
Types of magic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, new magic is what I'm looking forward to.
We talked to.
Hopefully somebody comes through with gravity magic.
We do need to. Well, there's going to be a gravity mage at some point because that's the main character's power in Hungry Joker before Tabata made Black Clover. He had
I gotta read that. Like,
the main character because
what he
so it makes me kind of sad that series didn't take off because I think it had the coolest power system because all the characters' powers were based off of things from like science, like advances in science. Like the main character had the apple that fell on Newton, so him to kind of like not invent gravity, but kind of like describe gravity. Like the main, like one dude had like the hammer that the guy used to kind of like study sound waves. So he had sound stuff. It would have had a really cool power system. It makes me really salty. I always get mad at
I think.
My Hero because Barrage was so cool, and yet it got axed, and then My Hero got a thing. Barrage was so interesting.
Oh, is that the series that?
Yeah, that's what Horikoshi.
was working on.
Yeah, it was like a space. It was like a space. It was like space planetary wars and stuff. The main.
Nope.
That sounds.
Yeah, the main character had this. He had a shape shifting weapon that was like that. It starts out as like this spear, and he gained like he had this sword that was pretty much like had like Conqueror's hockey, where it would one shot people if they're way weaker than him. Let me show you a picture real quick. Let me pull up a picture. Dude looked sick. It was like the Gale Bolg or something, which is the spear that Odin holds. Let me see, Barrage.
Like far along, or did it get canceled pretty early?
It got that second volume axe. Like volume 1 sales didn't do very well, so they just cut it. It was pretty sad. Well, in volume it has the 0 chapter, and in chapter 0 he's pretty much Bakugo, and he has a black hole for an arm. And he rides on like a he has like a base on the back of a giant space whale and some crazy stuff. Here's what I'll post it. This is what his weapon looked like in that series. Like he had this sick spear, and then he had this sick ass sword. Look at that. Look at that.
What?
That does look dope, actually.
And he had this sick ass sword he could have had. It makes me salty because it's like
Horikoshi's old manga?
yeah, that's what he had before My Hero with called Barrage. If only. I wish. It's like, man, I'm glad My Hero is doing so well, but man, do I wish this
He looks like Blue Deku.
yeah, man, do I wish this space series is what took off for him. Blue Deku. If only. If only. He had it would have been so cool, and it could bend and stuff. He could do all the stuff you like throw at people. It had all this cool stuff, and these guys all use like dark matter energy to like further weapons and stuff. It was so cool.
How about all the sales?
I mean, bad enough to get canceled. Shonen Jump makes me salty whenever they cancel stuff. You know, I'm actually surprised. I don't understand how some of the series, what Tokyo, well, Samurai 8, I can understand because the person on it, but Tokyo Shinobi Squad is like dead last every week now. It's still going. I don't understand why that is.
Well, like I don't really think like 2 volumes is enough to go off of.
Yeah,
or something. I really think, like,
I
you should
agree.
Get 5. minimum.
Especially now because they're all digital, so it's like until they actually print something out, that they're not using a lot of money. I get real salty with Shonen Jump because they do that shit, and it's like, man, can't you just?
If your first 2 are bad, you just gotta go digital for a little bit.
That's what I think. It should be like you only get if your sales aren't good like if you have such high like sales, it's like, oh, your sales aren't very good. Well, we'll just have digital sales because digital sales only. It's like, well, you're not losing print money. It's just profit. As long as you're making more money than what you're paying the people to make it, then you're good. And it's like, oh, well, you broke a certain amount. And it's like, I'm salty still that Golem Hearts got canceled. I'll forever be mad about that. I hope his next series. Did you guys ever check that out? Did you ever check out Golem Hearts?
Gold Hearts? I never heard of it.
It was like this, instead of like it was like a series based around golems, but instead of like power level stuff, it was like you had to understand like the power that you're using. You had to like draw certain symbols like within a certain amount of time for accuracy. And the main character was pretty much supposed to be like Pinocchio, where he was a golem, but he was like this defective one that ended up developing a personality. And his dad was like, he wanted to be the #1 like golem making guy, but he was trash at it. So the main character wanted to become #1. So by default, his dad for making him was #1. So his goal pretty much was to become #2. And I was like, that's such a pure-hearted main character. And like the whole first chapter is because he's a golem, he's got like super strength. So he's going around always trying to help people, but because he's so strong, he messes it up. And he like knocks stuff over and breaks shit. It's real sad. And it was he had such.
You just posted in the chat?
No, that's Barrage. The one is called Golem Hearts. But the guy did a one-shot earlier this year where it's like 1950s like New York mafia, and they all have like powers based off like creatures from mythology that you get from like drugs called fantasies. And the main character,
Too much manga.
dude, it's so cool. The main character is like his powers based off like a cyclops, and he can like see into the future. He's got this big ass hammer. It's so cool. I really want it to do well. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream. I'm hoping we'll plan it way more in advance, because these ones I'd like to schedule to maybe like a year or once a month. This the Magic Parliament for us to stand Black Clover and talk about all the stuff going on.
Yes.
Maybe we'll get more hype anime episodes between now and then as well. All right. Yeah. Great. Yeah. Thanks for showing up. I'm gonna end the stream. Yeah. Thanks everybody who came to the stream to say hi. Until the next one. Bye.